I encourage all of you to actively participate. Let's dive on a journey of knowledge and meaningful insights.
Please welcome our panelists and let the conversation begin.
Predicting the mining engineering education, past, present, and future. So there are certain key points which come to my mind and to anybody's mind who is in the in this profession. Number one is people will start thinking about the curriculum development, curriculum modifications, curriculum building, rebuilding, and development. This is one of the key elements in the which is required in the mining engineering, and the institutions have been doing it. And for instance, when I was a student in mining engineering, I used to study coal cutting machine, but nowadays we have revamped our syllabus and we do not teach such old methods like coal cutting machine and all. When I was a student, we were taught more about the underground coal mining instead of surface mining, because the share of underground coal was higher during that time. But now, with the changing time, the institutions have been keeping more or less, I think we can agree that more or less they are keeping in line with the industry, and we are marching, galloping together. But of course, that does not mean that we have come to an end. The improvement, the process of the improvement is continual and it has to be continuous. So that is about the curriculum development, and we had included numerical modeling way back, say 20-30 years back, numerical modeling in the form of finite element method. Then we introduced the softwares, the SERPAC and mine planning and design and the rock mechanics software, and now even the dynamic stress loading software for the blasting analysis, etc., image analysis. So software based solutions have also been included in the curriculum. Robotics and automation needs certain thrust. That is what we need to do. Then information technology, AI, and digitization and digitalization, these are some of the aspects which need to be incorporated in the mining engineering education, and its role is going to become much more prominent in the coming decades. Industrial support is very much needed, not only from the point of view of funds or fundraising or sponsoring, but also from the viewpoint of training to the students. We are very much regretful that we had to, with very heavy heart, we had to condone the training from our curriculum. Looking into the primarily the strength of the students and the help rendered by the industry. industry could not handle, and students coming into in large number. And 150 is the current strength of our department, and imparting training, summer training, to such huge lot becomes a difficult proposition. And monitoring the training is also important, because mining is such a profession where the professional training and proficiency is very important. So much so that we have DGMS, institutions like DGMS, to assess the mining engineer, even though they have obtained the BTech or even MTech or PhD degrees. Now, motivation in the students, that is another aspect which needs to be thought time and again. So we need to inculcate much and greater motivation, and no other people than the teacher himself can motivate and inspire the students. And I have been telling to my students that you inspire me by reasoning, questioning, interacting, and asking me the questions. If you remain dumb, I do not know whether I should teach more or less, or whether I have teach adequately or inadequately. So you inspire, your questions inspire me to learn. Now, another major issue which is being faced by the mining engineering industry is the strength of the mining engineers, which is produced by the nation. If we calculate all the 3 IITs, then state level engineering colleges, and then private engineering colleges, we are producing almost in between 1,500 to 2,000 students in 1 year. And the placement of these students become a big question mark, because core industry, of course, does not produce so many jobs in 1 year, and non-core industry also gives lower leverage to the mining engineers in their industries. So we need to think about it, develop the student skills, and academia, industry, R&D, funding agencies, and professional societies, they have to come together to a common understanding and standing on a same platform. So this panel discussion I think will be harping on such issues. And I think the time is 1 hour from now. So each speaker will express his views, and let us start with the senior most speaker, Mr. Shekhar Sharan. So you can express your views on the mining engineering vis-a-vis higher education. Thank you.
हेलो 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 आ रही है आवाज? Thank you, Dr. Piyush Rai. Thank you very much, and I thank all the organizers for inviting me as a panelist in this topic of this higher education vis-a-vis mining engineering. I've worked in Coal India for almost 4 decades, and with my experience, now I would like to share some few points. All we know that coal mining I'm primarily speaking about the coal sector, because I worked in coal sector, and this is relevant to non-coal sector as well. Coal mining in our country is going to stay. It's going to be coal mining is going to be here for another 4 to 5 decades. That is my understanding. And up to by 2030, I think we'll be achieving our peak production, say 1.5 or 1.6 billion ton. Looking into the demand, and we have these alternative sources of energy, but again, fulfilling the demand and the growth of our country, I think up to 2030 we will be having a growth of 5, 6, 7% of production in this coal sector. Of course, after that, I understand there will be a plateau and then the coal production will taper down. But again, this is going to sustain for another 4 or 5 decades. After say next 10-15 years, the thrust will be on underground coal mining. For open cast, we will not have sufficient reserves, sufficient property which will be available for open cast mining. You know the reasons of open cast mining. We need land, we need clearances, we destroy forests. So I think open cast is going to go down in the near future, but underground mining really is going to be in this country for another 4 or 5 decades. We need this application, what we are discussing in next 4 or 5 decades, like automation, robotics, use of UAVs, ROVs, industrial AI, as Dr. Uday Kumar has said. And these are going to be the important field where our current lot of mining engineers, they need to be trained into. There is another field like exploration, coal exploration. What I had experienced, I had this experience in CMPDI. Of course, we do not have geology in mining department, but in ISM, there is geology also under ISM. And those geologists, they are not taught about the coal exploration. Whatever coal exploration the geologists learn, they learn when they join Coal India or MECL. Then only the real coal exploration is, they learn about what this coal exploration is about. Another thing is seismic exploration. We do not have any significant courses, to best of my understanding. They are not taught about seismic exploration in coal sector in ISM or IITs, or I am not aware of other institute. But whosoever the geologist came to CMPDI, I know that they were very raw in coal mining, but they were trained in the field. As far as exploration was concerned, they were trained in logging, geophysical logging, and then they were trained in seismic exploration. So these are the courses which I thought that they should be the subjects in undergraduate level, from where we were recruiting these geologists. So this is the right forum, and I have so many experts over here. And I would love to see what the other panelists say. And we have Dr. Venkatesh from NRIMM and NR Institute of Rock Mechanics. So, and Professor Uday Kumar and other professors from the institute. And we'll discuss further once we have this discussion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Professor Sharan, for your insights, for sharing your insights, and I think you are laying more stress on the prospecting and exploration and seismic prospecting and seismic exploration, and better proficiency on these two activities in the mining engineering, which will definitely increase the resources, which will convert the resources into reserves. And that is also one of the important, point in laying a special emphasis on the prospecting and the exploration. Now may I request Professor Uday Kumar, with his vast exposure and also his foreign exposure, how the mining vis-a-vis higher education.
Thank you, Professor Yusuf. Actually, to be to the curriculum and all, I don't have much idea about the education here. There against, hello? No? Maybe I can. Hello, yeah, sorry. So what I was thinking, and I mentioned also during my plenary talk, things are changing too fast. Still our curriculum in India and abroad, even in Europe, are built for engineers of 19th century. Still it is very old. And based on my experience in Sweden, actually I presented to the board how lifelong learning can be integrated into our regular curriculum. That was the challenge. So I was assigned when I was in the board till last few years. So last year I presented in a program that how government should adopt it and should be allowed to integrate, because student is also very much controlled by government, what should be curriculum and all. And one of the focus for me was like, things are changing too fast in all directions, and it's very difficult for engineers at field to integrate their thinking into day-to-day work, learn new things and implement them. So we were proposing that bring them to the academic benches again for a very short time in a different way, not like a regular classroom. They should be, and we call it like a innovative learning spaces we were calling, like where seniors from the industry will be sitting here short terms in some courses. So it's a form of professional education, but it is called lifelong. He comes, learns and goes back, and again after 2.5, 3 years. And it should be self-driven, not by the forced by the company. So engineers should be trained in the like a undergraduate education to learn things at their own and have open mind so that they can come back. So that was one of the big focus was there. In Europe, problem is like education is not prioritized so highly in Europe. More focus is on learning and knowledge than a degree. That's the two things I have seen the differences. They say focus more on knowledge and learning. So it's not surprising that company like LKB, if you go, you will find some head of the departments. They have been to only very preliminary education. But when you talk to them, they talk things you can't imagine. So deeper knowledge. And so degree is, but they want to come back to school and learn all the time. So we have to develop certain things, some possibilities, how these people can be attracted. And that comes to the industry have to think, how to send these people to the academic benches again, and how we are prepared as an academic institutions to take them in and train them, send them back. But they will not be the regular student, but they will sit down with our daily regular student in a batches, and that is going to benefit even the students who are the regular, who come from free. They gain experience through these senior people coming to them, and these senior people learn from these young people new technology, how to deal in it. So these are some of the I would like to drive without getting into more details. Thanks.
Thank you, Professor Uday. And lifelong learning is one of the concepts which you have mooted, and that is very essential. And dynamic changes, especially vis-a-vis in light of the dynamic challenges and the changes which are being faced by the mining engineer. So refresher courses and executive development program have to be, focused, and they have to be instituted by the educational institutes, and that will build a rapport between the industry institute as well. So thank you so much.
Can I take one
Yeah.
more thing I wanted to highlight? Actually, I said society is changing and putting new demand on mining engineers. Like it should be green mining, I was telling, sustainable mining, and demand is like so much that how can we do a sustainable mining, and it has to be integrated into our curriculum. Technology is changing, society is changing, demand on mining engineers are changing. So all these things you need to integrate actually, how to seamlessly they should learn.
Definitely. And now we'll quickly move over to our next esteemed speaker, Dr. H.S. Venkatesh. I would request you to kindly share your views.
Thank you, sir. I have a different take on the syllabus part. The thing is, what kind of input we are going to take the students in a particular institute. Let us not jumble out 2000 mining engineering students and across the board that they are going to serve the coal mining industry or the metal mining industry. So this question was there way back when we were in 1990 when I came for MTech. At that time also when I was asking ITBHU students, undergraduates, 70% of the people were not in the industry. Most of the people who are into the industry, you can see, is from India, ISM, Dhanbad, into the coal mining, and Kothagudam School of Mines, where I come from. So the mining industry per se, hardcore engineers were in the field. Even today, if you see, you will find from these 3-4 engineering colleges who are serving core mining. Now, out of these 2,000 students who are coming, let us be very honest. The students who take JEE, they land up mining engineering just because they want the Institute of Technology stamp. Because I have a son who also tried and he succeeded at one level or the other. But end of the day, let us understand the aspirations of the students. May it be mining, non-mining. Today, what is tomorrow, if you look at it, is your skill sets, and the skill set, 50 to 60% of your skill sets are in computer science based services. I don't say computer science engineering. I say computer science based services, and computer engineering is through electronics and communication or electrical engineering. So we have to have a very clear distinction where my students from ITBHU are going to land themselves after 4 years, how we are able to enable them industry ready. Now ask them what is their industry. They will not say coal mining, metal mining. They will say my industry is in Bangalore, in Gurgaon, in Pune, in Chandigarh. So I will very clearly say, for the student he has cleared JEE and come here, hardly 2%. If you can do the studies, and how many of your alumni from so many students are in industry, I will find it will be hardly 12 to 15%. So the 12 to 15% they will learn by virtue of their passion. Now I am worried about those 80% of the students who have a dream to come out of IIT Bombay Computer Science, land up because of 2-3 marks is what that matters. That rank goes from 3,000, 4,000 and land up in mining engineering. So our curriculum, I per se say that if we are able to make their soft skills in the mining department itself, to put some courses so that when they come out, mining engineering is there, but they should compete with computer science engineer also, because after all it's engineering. All of you are studying engineering, so it's a skill set, computer science. So if they have a future there, and as a professional, we should enable them. Why should we make them a channel? As Professor Uday Kumar said, it's learning that matters. It's not the degree that matters. Then learning, if it is matters, enable them to learn what they want to pursue. Why do you go by the branch in which they have been forced by virtue of some logistical or some marks yardstick, that he had a score of 5,000 and somebody had 2,000? That is the only difference. And difference between 2,000 and 5,000 is hardly 3 marks. Maybe some error in reaching the examination hall, it costed his career. So I have altogether a different take, that should we think of the syllabus from mining engineering point of view? We have best of the mining engineering courses for what kind of work we do for coal or metal in India or limestone. Because I say in Bangalore, the attrition rate at my institute is very high. Every 2-3 years, if I take very good engineering student from ITBHO, ISM, after 2.5 years he is not there. Either he is in AI or ML or in cloud computing or data sciences. Now what does it indicate? My mining engineer is no way inferior to anybody in this world. Only thing is he is not getting an opportunity to work. If I give in Bangalore, I am challenging. If 25 of this the outgoing students, hardly one will not continue NIRM if they are in Bangalore. So without the curriculum itself. So if we enable to have their curriculum such that they get oriented, the first day out of this ITBHU, he will not waste 3 years. This is what my straightforward take up on that key. Let us not produce mining engineers, let us produce quality engineers, what the nation wants. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Venkatesh. Your idea is that we should not compromise on the mining curriculum, but we should also add something which is additive to them in terms of enhancing their job opportunities. At the same time, I feel that on their own, the students are that much motivated from the first year itself that they go for the coding, They attend the coaching institutes also, they go to the computer centers, and they develop that amount of skills to compete with the computer science and the data science in companies and all those companies. And they are being recruited. That is why, almost 80% of our students, they are going to these soft skill jobs in urban dwellings. So to be at least increase their proportion of retention in the mining industry, because ultimately BHU will lose its shine over the years.
You have to accept ground realities. if you don't change, you will perish.
I have one suggestion. Can we invite some
Students.
students on this panel, and can we ask them what they want, how they would like to contribute to this mining sector?
Okay, let us finish our discussion,
Sure,
then
sure, no.
we will invite the suggestions from all the our distinguished delegates as well as students. So now I request Professor S.K. Sharma to deliberate his views.
Thank you, Professor Piyush. In my opinion, I have heard all the distinguished mining engineers so far. I see education today, particularly higher education in mining today, as a two-pronged approach. One is we have to focus and the other is the need of the society. Like these individuals somehow have to be relevant to society also. And today the mining engineer expectation from mining engineer of today is that he has to handle more complex. The resources are getting more and more complex, and mining method that will be required will be needing more deeper expertise. So we will, whether we wish or not, whether individuals wish or not, but the country will require good mining engineers per se. Hello. The National Education Policy 2020 has to be implemented, and on its backdrop, it gives many of the options which can take care of the suggestions that are being made. One of them is, as Venkatesh is saying, that you have to provide more opportunity for learning other subjects. So even IIT BHU has done it. National Education Policy permits it, that you can go for, a student can go for getting a minor. So a student can get major in mining engineering and a minor in computer science, or minor in any subject that he desires, electronics or electrical, and that is not competitive. And so by and large, a person who is interested and is studying it deeply can get to that. It's not as tough as branch change. So you can pass out with 2 degrees. One is major in mining and then minor in your interest area. So that takes care of you newer subjects, and you get expertise during your course of study only. That is one aspect. Another is, as Professor Kumar has said, that you have to be continuous learner. National Education Policy again says that you have to educate students for learning, unlearning, and relearning. Unlearning is also important. Much of the educational blockade comes because we are not ready to unlearn many of our biases, many of our past learnings. And mining is site specific. Each mine gives you newer experience. If you're not ready to load off your previous experience, you are absolutely going to make blunders. I was taking one short-term course on rock supports, and we only said there that in a तो अब मैनेजर सेड कि सर 20 साल से तो हम यही सोच रहे थे कि 15 प्रॉप की जगह 3 ही लगा दें तो ठीक है। मैंने कहा उससे केसर गढ़वालजी का केस होता। अगर नहीं लगाएंगे तो अगर उसका एनालॉजी दें तो सपोर्ट लगाने का मतलब होता है भरे पानी के टंकी में टैप लगा देना, स्ट्रेस कॉन्सेंट्रेशन हो जाता है। नहीं अगर लगाएंगे तो स्ट्रेस पूरा इवनली डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड है। तो छोटा सा कॉन्सेप्ट उनको 20 साल लग गया समझने में। तो he was ready at least to relearn and admit. अदरवाइज वो अनलर्न नहीं करता तो उसी पे पूरा कैरियर चलता। इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू व्हाट वन phrase that national education policy has written: learn, unlearn and relearn. All three are equally important. And I see education landscape as stretchable continuum. The thing that very nicely phrased Professor Uday has said that innovative learning space, that is need of the hour. And mining engineers particularly have to graduate to this reality that you can learn newer things at shorter span of time. Classroom, when it was invented as an institution 3000 years before in Babylon, at that point of time it was understood and considered a paradigm shift. उससे पहले रईस लोग 1-on-1 पढ़ते थे। 30 लोग 40 लोग एक साथ पैसा देके एक ही सब्जेक्ट को एक ही घंटा के भीतर अपने इंटरेस्ट और बुद्धि के हिसाब से पढ़ सकते हैं। यह भी एक इनोवेशन था सभ्यता के लिए। तो अगर कहीं हम लोग एजुकेशन को उस दिशा में देखें तो जो 3 साल कर रहे हैं सर, 3 साल 5 साल व्हाटएवर यू फील लाइक, एक बार पब्लिक सेक्टर अंडरटेकिंग ने एक पॉलिसी लिया कि 20% ऑफ इट्स एग्जीक्यूटिव्स विल बी ट्रेन्ड ईच ईयर। प्लान ये था कि 5 साल के भीतर 100% लोग ट्रेन हो जाएंगे। And each level requires different kind of training. You need, I'll just share one data. One of the director technical official was sharing with me that a manager, that a jet, from the point of time he joins the company and becomes manager, because of his poorer decision, he contributes to loss of 18 crore in Coal India. And that was in 2014. आज वो 18 का 36, 72 करोड़ हो गया, 100 करोड़ हो गया, क्योंकि चीजें सब कॉस्टली होती जा रही है। सिर्फ डिसीजन मेकिंग के फ्लॉ से इतना कॉस्ट बढ़ रहा है। अगर उनको राइट डिसीजन लेने के लिए साइमन कहता है, हर्बर्ट साइमन, एक नोबेल अवार्ड मिला उसको एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव बिहेवियर पे, वो कहता है कि देयर इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ बाउंडेड रैशनैलिटी इन डिसीजन मेकिंग। तो जो बाउंडेड रैशनैलिटी टोटली डिपेंड करता है कितना आपके पास इंफॉर्मेशन है, उसी से आप रैशनल हो पाओगे। आप उतना ही रैशनल हो सकते हो जितना आपके पास इंफॉर्मेशन है। इसी के कारण वो सीईओ फेल करते हैं जो कुछ ही लोगों की बात सुन के डिसीजन लेने लगते हैं। हमारे यहाँ एक वाइस चांसलर प्रोफेसर वाईसी माद्री, anybody could go to him and tell, so he was the most informed vice chancellor. Most of the time CEOs का biggest limit यही होता है, so bounded rationality. So we have to cultivate people through education, which is nothing but training for handling the situations that the individual is going to get in his or her life. And when he is competent to do that, then the organizations will also improvise and deliver better. There's a concept of homeostasis in management, wherein it is said that the organization tries to use the individual for its benefit, and the individual wants to use the organization for his or her benefit. And the equilibrium that is found is called homeostasis. The educational setups have to work on pushing up that homeostasis so that the organization is also able to attain its objectives and individual also feels to have fulfilled his or her objectives. So education is a dynamic concept. It will continue changing, and the biggest challenge that will be faced by mining engineering educationists world over is balancing and finding the dynamic equilibrium of pedagogy, essential pedagogy of mining engineering, and the latest and what to leave and what to continue with. जैसे कोल कटिंग मशीन हमने छोड़ दिया, तो क्या हम जो डिटोनेटर्स हैं वो भी छोड़ सकते हैं? क्या इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिटोनेटर ही सिर्फ पढ़ाने से काम चल जाएगा? क्या ब्लास्टिंग के जो नए एक्सप्लोजिव्स हैं वो पढ़ा दें, पुराने ना पढ़ाएं? क्या परमिटेड एक्सप्लोजिव पढ़ाए बिना चल जाएगा? क्या लेजिस्लेशन के बिना चल जाएगा? एक एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन ने वो भी अटेम्प्ट किया, लेजिस्लेशन को उसने कह दिया कि ये ऑप्शनल रहेगा. तो कैन वी मेक दैट? And in Kharagpur, we had done a workshop for mining curriculum for the entire nation. The challenge with India now is you have 2,000 mining engineers entering mining industry with various levels of competence, but same authority to run the mine. The moment he joins a jet, he is not having capability at same level for decision making and understanding the complexity of mining, but he has same authority. And therefore, the cost of uneducated, undereducated, undermotivated mining educated individuals will be very heavy for the country. It will be in terms of safety, it will be in terms of productivity. That's my take.
Thank you, Professor Sharma, for your various comments on expanding the horizons of mining engineering education in our country and broadening it further in a rationalized and proper manner such that the dissemination occurs in a within a uniform boundaries. Now I request Professor Arif Jamal to kindly express his views on the education, mining education.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman of this panel session. It is really a good platform where the student is also sitting. How we are concerned with your curriculum and your employability. Mining industry is really a very important industry.
Yes.
Mining industry, is it audible? Okay. Mining industry is a very committed industry. Only committed mining engineer must go there. Mining industry is very, very important for the development of the country, for the development of the society. Without mining, we cannot survive. We have seen it. People are talking about coal will not be there after 2070. Is it possible? Melting of copper will not be there. Lead, zinc, steel will not be there. Without copper, without coal, can it be possible? No. On other side, when I am seeing number of students are increasing years after years, but there is no employment. So our students are thinking in a better way, doing the work at his own risk by escaping classes, learning software skills. And when you see the employment in the mining industry, it is hardly 5 or 10%. So when there is no job in the mining industry, when there is no employer in the mining industry, what is the need to educate so much people? When you see the infrastructure in IIT, forget about the regional engineering college, government engineering college. Sitting place proper is not there. If all students come in the mining engineering department, 120 students are there. Do you have any lecture theater where the 120 students will be seated? So this is also concern. It must be communicated to the concerned authority that, okay, every year students is increasing, but where they are going? So students are bound to go there because they will not go back to their home with IIT degree. They want any job anywhere. Do you know what our students are doing nowadays? कोई होटल की सॉफ्टवेयर बना रहा है, कोई होटल की बुकिंग कर रहा है, कोई क्रेडिट कार्ड बना रहा है. ऐसे स्टूडेंट को भी मैं जानता हूँ. What is this? Is it mining curricula? क्या यही सिलेबस हम पढ़ा रहे हैं उनको? नो, वी हैव टू थिंक, limit the student, only committed student, and their job should be assured that yes, after completing BTech you are going here, you are going there. This type of curriculum, this type of policy must be made here. As far as the student encouragements are concerned, that is very important. Our students are not exposed so far what mining industry is. What is the height of their career? Do you know what facility this Coal India chairman is having? Can you achieve that high when you go to software or anywhere? Nobody knows your name also. Everyone cannot be Nikhil Arora. Everyone cannot be. So you have to think, but your height is there in the mining industry. So only committed 10-20 people come, students come, and they go for the career as far as the mining engineering is concerned. When you talk about this mining industry, how to motivate a student for the mining industry, mining education, 2 minutes or mining industry, experts from the industry must come to encourage the students. What facility they are availing? When a student join BCCL, sorry for taking the name, क्वार्टर जब मिलता है तो उसमें दरवाजा नहीं होता है. ऐसा क्यों है? So industry should also think over it. What facility after joining the coal industry or any industry they are providing? These are the practical problem with the industry. और एक ही 2 महीने बाद वो छोड़ के भाग जाते हैं. I know some student इस लाइफ. तो इस छोटी छोटी चीज़ों को भी हम लोगों को देखने की ज़रूरत है. इतने बड़े प्लेटफॉर्म पे ये सब डिस्कस करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, लेकिन बहुत बड़े बड़े लोग यहाँ पे कोल इंडस्ट्री और बाकी मेटल इंडस्ट्री से बैठे हुए हैं, तो उनके दिमाग में ये जाना चाहिए कि नहीं, जो यंग आ रहा है उसको मैक्सिमम फैसिलिटी देनी चाहिए ताकि वो हमारी इंडस्ट्री से अटैच रहे. वो कैसे बिलोंगिंगनेस माइनिंग इंडस्ट्री से महसूस करे. थैंक यू सो मच. आई थिंक इट इज़ इनफ.
Thank you, Professor Jamal, for your very insightful and practical suggestions related to employment of the students, not only targeting the employment but also targeting our own institutions like infrastructure. We are lacking in infrastructure and providing the infrastructure. Say, for instance, holding a laboratory for 150 students. We have limited number of equipment. So we need to, the type of problems which are faced. Then you also suggested about the limiting the number of students. So that is very good suggestion. I feel that we unitedly, the mining engineering institutions have to think in terms of limiting the number of entrants into the mining engineering, because hardcore reality, Dr. Venkatesh has also expressed that simply they are wanting a degree from IIT. That is why they are coming to the mining engineering department, and after that degree they don't have any attachment or sentiment with the degree, to the extent that the other day I was taking one of the class and I asked, that was 8th semester class, the students are IDD students plus 8th semester students. I asked them about the dimension of the pillar, coal pillar in the underground. I said at a 250 meter depth, this much is the gallery width. What should be the, then they said 3 meter cross 3 meter. This is their answer. I said that with this phase, you are going to face the industry. If you are not going to face the industry, then at least being mining engineer, any person, if he is sitting by your side on a flight and he asks you certain questions and you give such irrelevant answers, then people will laugh not only on you but on the institution and on us, that what type of and what level of education has been imparted. Now, giving lectures by the experts from the industries and doyens of the industries, they should frequently visit our institution to imbibe motivation, to motivate the students. And I also agree that the facilities which are provided to the mining engineers vis-a-vis the facilities which were provided to the mining engineers in the yesteryears, there is huge rift. Mining engineers were privileged engineers. I think Professor Sharan Saab ke time pe, he enjoyed all the privileges. Being a mining engineer, he must have been given good salary package over and above mechanical engineer. But prior to that, maybe earlier
It
generations,
has been always like that.
it was.
I joined my job on the back of iron ore trucks. I traveled 20 kilometers, first job. And I was a special class executive engineer, which was joining there, training.
So
It has been like that all the time.
initial 5 years are really tough, maybe, but after that,
Unless you clear your first class.
Yeah.
yeah,
Till-
till that,
If you clear first class, then life becomes more stabilized, reasonably better. Otherwise, you always are doing shift duty, always shift in charge. 10 years shift in charge.
okay, then I think the views which have been expressed by this panel are quite pertinent, and let us open this discussion with the students and with the delegates who want to interact and who want to give their suggestions further on the mining engineering education.
One more comment if you will.
Yes, Professor Uday Kumar wants to make one more
Just
comment.
one more thing I would like to say. We have been telling that unemployment, but we have to accept and we have to train our students to work in a mine of future actually. What we are talking right now, what is the present? Then only they will be trained to work for the future mine they are the AI engineers. They will meet the challenge of future mining. They will be supplying knowledge. So mining will change also, I can tell you. It has not changed, but last 3-4 years I am seeing in Europe, it has changed dramatically. And they need different type of knowledge, like understanding the sustainability issues, how to measure sustainability, how to cut down the carbon footprints in mining, how to trace down where the carbon footprints is getting added in the process. So you have to understand all those things, create more value. So we need to look into the curriculum, education, and journey starts from here. So we should not blame the industry and all.
Professor Uday Kumar, there is one thing. I would like to say how the industry is moving in India. If you see that the coal policy today is that yesterday we heard the Coal India chairman. He said that Coal India is going to generate 1 billion tons of coal. That's the end of it. The balance of our coal policy is that we are going to generate 1.5 billion tons of coal by 2030. That means 50% of what Coal India has to be generated within 5 years. Now this 5 years, it is in the private sector. Today if you go, and I don't want to say you go to any mine, private, government, there is something called offloading. Now the biggest challenge for Indian mining is that the employability of Coal India or any mining organizations comes down because we have something called subcontracting. In this subcontracting, my fellow mining engineer does not get a full-time job. This is the biggest challenge. 2047, you say that we are going to generate 45,000 gigawatts of power and take on carbon footprint. It's one of the lopsided view when it is discussed in mining forums. The reason is the carbon footprint what the mines generate is only 7%. 93% of it is from the other industries. Now out of the 7%, where my coal is going, it is going to the energy sector, and that energy sector carbon footprint is thrust on me. You see, and the other part is saying that we are going for EV and other things, and then the battery lithium, where does it come? Now for a battery you want lithium and say that mining is generating carbon footprint. So this is a lopsided view of looking at this carbon footprint, and we can go round and round on this. employability of mining engineer dignified way like any other competitive engineering field? Are we able to generate for the IITs? I am not interested about the NMASA 2000. I mean IIT Banaras Hindu University. A man who has cleared mining engineering and a person who is going to join elsewhere, any other domestic engineering college, if they are going to take entry at a particular job, now you go and IIT Bombay computer science guy, he is going to get almost around 80 lakh to 1 crore per annum. And in mining, I am saying that ki IIT Banaras Hindu University is like IIT Bombay. I will include IIT ISM also. IIT ISM, IIT Banaras Hindu University. Are we treating our mining engineering like how we treat computer science engineer of IIT Bombay? That is first question, because this is what every student, because I am a parent, I interact with a lot of students. My biggest concern is the future of my students. So this is very important. We need not protect our jobs. We need to ensure the future gets the dignified job.
Actually, I fully agree. Just I will answer in one word. Actually, we need to relook at our curriculum. We need to educate engineers. They should not look for jobs. They should create jobs actually for common man. So if I don't know what is the ecosystem here. So you have to be
Sir,
unique.
Our country, I am telling you, I was in Startup India. What can I expect the people coming from this kind of stratum of life to create jobs for others? You see, first we do, as a country, we are not able to generate sufficient jobs, skill sets. Once we have the skill sets, I am confident millions and billions of jobs these young people will create. But the entry level, if you are thinking Startup India, Make in India, and say that all these people have to put their mind, where from? It's very easy said. We are a huge population.
Educating the student, I mean, that's the focus actually. So, it's our fault that they are not creating jobs. We have to train them to create jobs. That's our response.
One final word. I'll give you a classic example. You go to any private engineering college, there is no civil engineering, there is no mining engineer. I'll go on record. There are many mining engineering colleges are getting closed in private sector, not in government sector. Now I ask where those 40-60 seats of mining engineering and civil engineering is going. But 60 seats are being converted as computer science. If the computer science is more than 200, what they do? BE in AL, ML, BE in data processing. So in a college, I don't want to name, 1600 seats are in computer science department only. All other branches have been subsumed into that. Now we are hanging here mining, and we are one of the topmost mining engineering college, and we are not able to provide my mining engineer a competitive job, respected job. So I am concerned in that form. I am only talking about IIT BHU students who cleared the JEE.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Venkatesh, for your candid views. Now let us open we have limited time, just 5 or 7 minutes. We cannot take many because I have been instructed to wind it up. So,
Students.
yes.
Any student.
Volunteers, please.
Student.
Mic.
My suggestion is very clear. Whatever discussion you have done it. Yeah. The present. It is coming, sir.
Please introduce yourself.
At the BTech level, whatever the knowledge we are getting, I am Dr. B.P. Sinha, retired Chief Controller of Mines. I had an opportunity with Indian Bureau of Mines for going environmental protection and mine systematic development of mines, conservation of minerals, and protection of environment. And that lot of things we have done on the development, sustainable development part of mining is concerned. Then conservation of mineral is concerned, dump management, then protection of environment surrounding to the mining. This takes lot of interaction like that. And what I got, and the discussion is going on software development and other things. So this, my innovative idea is there, AI and all those things. I tell you, one subject is for software development. The students should know whatever the mining software development is there, elementary knowledge they should know, and rest of the things they can get after passing out from the BTech level. BTech level, it is not necessary, what I feel. Because I remember particularly Saris also, Dean Bhargav sir was there in mining research cell in 1992 I had, and I had only a stopwatch. I remember, sir, a stopwatch, and now I told you about AI. This all time and motion study we used to carry out for all machinery that is idle, and the report is being prepared manually. That has been changed, and I really thankful to Darsab, this mine planning he has talked, and Dr. D.P. Singh, rock mechanics, he has talked. So these things, you know, if you go for that one development in mining research cell, automatically the new things will come, the industries. That is the software, what Serpec software, mine development software, these are all softwares are available. So that students should, after pass out BTech level, elementary knowledge is enough for that one, and they can take like that. One thing what Sekhar has suggested, that is also important, I think. In our time, Professor Ulabhaje was there, and he was deeply exposed us with the geological formations of area, and even I myself did myself with the geological map. I am not geologist, but you can say what he has taught in the eastern belt, Manipur, chromite mines, I used to do myself. So a student can do that one, but exploration and development, what he is suggesting, now we trained, because the critical minerals are coming. The mica and other things, now they are going for the critical minerals, how to go for lithium and other things are. These things, these informations we are not knowing. Whatever the boreholes deals are there, the analysis part is much more important. Then this thing, what Sekhar has suggested for the systematic boreholes log should be examined, and its analysis is also required for the bore in details. Regarding this, Uday Kumar has already told regarding innovative idea for AI and other things. That is data playing is much more important, so that computing part is there for the cloud now, that they should know that one, but how much that can be used, that they can develop after pass out on expertise. And that is my suggestion for. So
yes, sir.
If you permit me, I'll come to the road show.
Sir, please.
You can hear me?
Yeah,
they
we can hear
me.
you. We can hear you.
Friends, we have been listening to 6 panelists sitting on the dais here, another gentleman from here Dr. B.P. Sinha. I do not want to comment or add to whatever you, repeat what you have said. I merely want to say certain thing additional of a general nature, not belonging to any subject, which may be helpful. What I suggest is, you see, I had some experience both in public industry, private industry, government, and research. My personal feeling is, as far as the industry is concerned, they are more interested in making money. So whatever leads to earning of more money or saving somewhere, making more profit, that is acceptable. So my request to our professors is that please be in touch with the industry. Let the industry know you and let you know the industry. And as far as your research is concerned, please choose subjects where you can save money for the industry or make them earn more profit. They will welcome you. But you should not do it free of cost. Wherever you save 1 rupee, you should claim at least 10 paisa for yourself. Then the industry will understand. They will respect you and you will respect them. The second thing is, I will take a minute. I'll come to it. Yes, one thing was research. Second thing is, another thing is, you see, we are talking of software, and more people are going in software and less people are coming to mining. I'm quite agreeable that software should be one of the subjects for every mining engineer. And every mining, there is so much need for application of software in mining engineering that mining engineers will become software engineers in mines.
Your point is very valid.
And
your point is very valid, sir. But there are software courses we are already running, and students are developing some software programs also. They have gone to higher, and
you make mining so interesting and mine industry so interesting that they will come back.
yes, sir. And now one of our former student, Pawan Kumar, he is wanting to speak. He is 2018 batch, and just for a couple of minutes he will express his views. I think you were IDD, isn't it? Yeah, 2018, working in NTPC right now. Dual degree. Yes, you are very important because you are a former student of this institute, and then you are working in the NTPC, the core sector. So your views are important. Please come forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Pawan Pawar, 2018 batch, and right now I'm working in NTPC as an assistant manager. Sir, I agree with many points discussed by the committee, but a few points I don't agree, sir. Like somebody said कि industry को blame नहीं करना है, but I think we should blame because we have seen Coal India conditions, and right now I am in NTPC and I am seeing the NTPC conditions. सर कोल इंडिया नहीं ज्वाइन करना और एनटीपीसी ज्वाइन करना, मैंने सेल में भी था कुछ टाइम के लिए, बट सेल छोड़ के मैं एनटीपीसी क्यों आया? जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ वर्क कल्चर, फैसिलिटीज प्रोवाइडेड बाय द एनटीपीसी. सो नॉट रेजिंग द फ्लैग फॉर एनटीपीसी, बट यस, दे आर डूइंग वेरी गुड, सर. Even PM Prasad sir was there, so he also can understand what NTPC is doing and what not being done by the Coal India. So sir, हमारे जो एग्जिस्टिंग स्टूडेंट्स के बिहाफ पे मैं ज़्यादा बात करना चाहूँगा. पहला सर, क्यों स्टूडेंट्स माइनिंग में नहीं जाना चाहते. सेकंड, हम उनको कैसे इनकरेज कर सकते हैं, और क्या है जो इंडस्ट्री में जो इनको ऐसा वरीड करता है कि वहाँ जाने से ऐसा हो जाएगा. सो सर, जब फॉरेन की माइंस के बारे में बात होती है तो हम लोग को देखने को या सुनने को मिलता है कि वहाँ बहुत कुछ अच्छा है, वहाँ पे माइनिंग एज ए हैजार्ड नहीं लगता है लोगों को. ये सब मेरे सुना हुआ बात है क्योंकि मैंने कभी गया नहीं हूँ, बट जरूर कुछ उसमें ट्रुथ होगा कि वहाँ पे वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस अच्छा है, सेफ्टी के नॉर्म्स को एक्चुअली फॉलो किया जाता है. यहाँ पे शायद पॉलिसी बन के रह जाता है, लाइक SOP बन जाना. राइट सर. तो हैजार्डस कंडीशंस को इंडस्ट्री को यस एक्चुअली अब इम्प्रूव करना होगा, तभी हम लोग के स्टूडेंट्स को वहाँ इंटरेस्ट आएगा कि वहाँ पे जाके काम कर सकते हैं सर. सेकेंड ईयर में जब हम लोग को इंस्टीट्यूट लेके गया था कोल इंडिया की माइंस NCL में, तब मैक्सिमम लोगों का ये हो गया था कि नहीं, अब हम कोल इंडिया नहीं जाएंगे. यस, दिस इज द ट्रूथ सर. जो कोल इंडिया की बेस्ट माइंस है, हाँ राइट सर, उसमें जाने के बाद में भी लोगों का ये हो गया कि हम नहीं जाना चाहते हैं. बट उसके बाद में मैंने रमेश चंद्रा सर की हेल्प से वेदांता की माइंस देखी, तो वहाँ जाने के बाद मुझे थोड़ा लगा कि यस, अभी भी किया जा सकता है. तो वहाँ पे कुछ फॉरेनर्स के साथ काम करने को या ट्रेनिंग लेने को मिल गया, तो थोड़ा इंटरेस्ट बना मेरा. तो वैसे ही सर, हम लोग अपने स्टूडेंट्स को कुछ अच्छी कंपनीज में काम के लिए या ट्रेनिंग के लिए भेजें या फॉरेन भेजें, जहाँ से उनका इंटरेस्ट डेवलप हो. पहले उनको लगे कि माइंस ऐसे भी रन होती है और इंडिया में ऐसे भी की जा सकती है. सो एक ये जरूरी पॉइंट मुझे लगा बताना चाहिए. और हमको सर अपने एलुमनाइज से या जैसे भी कांटेक्ट करके फॉरेन में या अच्छी कंपनीज में उनको ट्रेनिंग दी जा सके, ये अरेंज करना होगा सर अपने इंस्टीट्यूट को. बिफोर स्टूडेंट कोई थिंक ऐसा करे, मतलब स्टूडेंट ऐसा सोचे, उससे पहले हम ये सोच लें कि उनको ऐसी जगह भेज के या ऐसी जगह ट्रेनिंग करा के उनको पहले इंटरेस्ट बिल्डअप करें. सर करना होगा, बट दिस इज द यस सर. कंडीशंस वैसे ही है सर, अब क्या कर सकते हैं सर. मुझे और कुछ बोलना था कि जो मैंने ज्वाइन करने के बाद मुझे फील हुआ NTPC या किसी भी कंपनी में ज्वाइन करने के बाद, कि जो कॉलेज में पढ़ाया जाता है उसमें कोर्स में थोड़ा और अपडेट करने की ज़रूरत है. प्रैक्टिकल माइनिंग, वहाँ जाने के बाद हमें फील हुआ कि एक नया माइन चालू करने के लिए क्या क्या ज़रूरत होती है हमको नहीं पता. हम जाते हैं, हमको प्रोडक्शंस के बारे में, शिफ्ट के ऑपरेशंस के बारे में ये बहुत जल्दी समझ में आ जाता है, बट कुछ ऐसे एरियाज हैं जैसे क्लियरेंसेस लेना है, कौन से क्लियरेंस है, कौन सा ऑफिस जाना है, क्या उसका प्रोसेस है, ये सब नहीं पता होता जब तक वो काम हम लोग नहीं करते हैं. उस काम को करने के लिए नहीं पता चलेगा. तो अगर वो चीज़ हम हमारे स्टूडेंट्स को भी बताएंगे या अर्ली सिलेबस में बताएंगे, तो हो सकता है उनका इंटरेस्ट जगे कि मिनिस्ट्री में जाने को ये काम करना पड़ता है, वहाँ से ये कांटेक्ट करना पड़ता है, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के साथ ये करना पड़ता है. तो वो मुझे लगता है कि कोर्स में ऐड किया जा सकता है. और सर, अभी रिसेंट ट्रेंड्स के बारे में कि क्रिटिकल मिनरल, रेयर अर्थ्स अभी बहुत डिस्कशन में है. सो मुझे लगता है कि ये हमारे कोर्स में अपडेट करना चाहिए. इसमें सर उसको इंटरेस्टिंग बनाने के लिए इसको सिर्फ मेथड्स के लिए नहीं, मतलब लिमिट नहीं करना चाहिए कि उनको माइन करने के लिए क्या मेथड्स हैं, उसके बारे में मार्केट रिसर्च है, उसका माइनिंग मेथड्स है, उसके एंड प्रोडक्ट्स है, उसमें क्या चैलेंजेस हैं, वर्ल्ड वाइड क्या कंपटीशन है, उस टाइप का डिस्कस करेंगे, उनके साथ स्टडीज़ में उनको इन्वॉल्व करेंगे और उसी पे प्रोजेक्ट्स वगैरह ये सब करेंगे. तो आई थिंक वो और इंटरेस्टेड होगा और वर्ल्ड वाइड उनका अप्रोच भी बढ़ेगा. और वो सर्च करेंगे कि गूगल में या लिंक्डइन पे कहीं पे भी कि क्या हम उसमें इंटरेस्ट रखते हैं. सर थैंक यू. सॉफ्टवेयर ट्रेनिंग सर, अभी यहाँ पे CMPDI, IBM, NIRM बहुत से बड़े सर लोग हैं यहाँ पे. तो मेरा एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनके लिए हमारा इंस्टीट्यूट और बाकी जो भी इंस्टीट्यूट्स है वो इन सब बड़े इंस्टीट्यूट्स के साथ में MOU या ऐसा कुछ साइन करे जिससे वहाँ से हमारे स्टूडेंट कॉलेज टाइम पे माइनिंग प्लानिंग सॉफ्टवेयर्स, रॉक मैकेनिक्स के सॉफ्टवेयर्स यहाँ पे सीख के जाएं और इंडस्ट्री में उनको एक एज मिले स्टार्टिंग में कि ये चीज़ हमको आती है। तो वहाँ जाके सिर्फ प्रोडक्शन, जो बहुत से सर लोग ने बोला कि वहाँ जाके धूल में काम करना, सर ये यहाँ से आएगा तो उसके बाद वहाँ उससे आगे सोचना शुरू करेंगे, नहीं तो वही जो पहले किया गया है धूल में काम करना है, और उससे आगे हम जब सोच पाएंगे तब तक हमारी एज निकल जाती है। तो ये तो वो अगर यहाँ से सॉफ्टवेयर वगैरह सीखेगा उसके बाद उसके आगे का एआई और ये सब सोच पाएगा, स्टार्टिंग से एआई नहीं आ पाएगा सर। तो ये थोड़ा हमको लगता है कि इंस्टीट्यूट लेवल पे पहले हमको अपने आप को चेंज करना होगा ताकि हम उस लेवल पे जा पाएँ। फिर सर फॉरेन ट्रेनिंग एंड प्रोजेक्ट्स यूनिवर्सिटी हो जाएगा सर कर लेगा सर। सर एक मतलब ये आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स है, पता नहीं हो पाएगा कि नहीं। गवर्नमेंट का स्किल इंडिया डेवलपमेंट का एक प्रोग्राम चलता है सर, उसके साथ हम माइनिंग की ट्रेनिंग्स को लिंक कर सकें, उसमें कोर्सेज ऐड करें जहाँ पे माइनिंग ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट को वहाँ पे बनाया जा सके, तो हम स्किल्ड मैन पावर डेवलप कर सकते हैं। सो यस, थैंक यू सर।
Thank you. If there are just
Can I add
1 or 2 minutes,
just one thing to it? What is look, what he has pointed out as really is the same, because mine legislations. I was not knowing about Indian Bureau of Mines when I was General Secretary by that time, Golden Jubilee celebration about Indian Bureau of Mines. We were taught only for metal-ferrous mines regulation, Mines Act like that, not MMRD Act and Mineral Conservation Development Rules. Only one lecture it covers. Now a question of this, what sustainable development, mine closures, this has come up as a part of development, mineral development part is concerned. Then how to get the lease, how the lease auction, nothing, everything has come up now. This elementary knowledge, this mines legislation part, at least they should know that passing, that is an important thing now. As a mining engineer, if I will pass out, then how I can go and help the industries? Huh? Oh, that part, mine closure, sustainable development, Mines Act, all the act and legislation, you make it like that.
now I think just 1 minute I can give to Manoj Prasad sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Just I have worked in Steel Authority of India Limited in different type of mines and at different levels. When people are going to mines or industries, they have to also prove that they can do better than previous one. Means if production is going something and industry wants you give more production, you have to give it more production with a quality. So you have to also prove in field that always I am able to give more production with quality, with less manpower, more skilled. It should be also proved. And many challenges always we are getting from industry. Suppose I have worked in Raulkela steel plant. R.C. Mohanty Saab, he was administrator and chief engineer. In each and every month he was giving, you give this much quantity and this much quality. Suppose whatever we are producing, that's to be suited to steel plants, means blast furnace. And quality is very, very necessary. And always we are trying to prove better quality with better production. So I want to say, whenever young generation is going to mines or industry, they have to prove that they can do give more production with better quality, with less manpower, and so many challenges are there, and they can do it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
मैं वहाँ जाके बोलता हूँ। इसलिए गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीबॉडी। सबसे पहले मैं अपने महामना पंडित मदन मोहन मालवीय जी को प्रणाम करता हूं, अपने ऑडियंस को प्रणाम करता हूं, अपने गुरुजी को प्रणाम करता हूं और अपने यहाँ सम्मानित मंच को प्रणाम करता हूं। अभी जो चर्चाएं हो रही थी मैं बहुत गौर से सुन रहा था और चर्चा होनी आवश्यक भी है, क्योंकि एक धारा है जिसमें हम अभी बह रहे हैं। मैं जब ग्रेजुएट किया यहाँ से 1985, उस समय कंप्यूटर का जस्ट एक दौर चला था। उस दौर में हम लोग सोचते थे कि इसके आने से क्या होगा। हमारा इंडस्ट्री उसी दौर में चलता रहा। हम कोल इंडस्ट्री को ज्वाइन किए थे, माइनिंग के एकदम कोर ब्रांच को, और हम लोगों ने करियर की शुरुआत की थी एज ए जूनियर स्टूडेंट ट्रेनिंग। देखिए, हम लोग के समय वो ऑप्शंस नहीं थे कि हम किसी फील्ड में डिविएट करें। आज का दौर जो है उसमें संभावनाएं काफी हैं, आपके बीच में काफी धाराएं हैं जहां पे आप जा सकते हैं। लेकिन अल्टीमेटली जो भी धारा चलना है, अगर माइनिंग ना हुआ क्या बाकी धारा चलेगा? मैं नहीं मानता कि ये ऐसा हो सकता है। देखिए, माइनिंग में सब्जेक्ट तो बहुत है, कोल है, मेटल है, अभी बहुत सा वैल्यूड मिनरल्स भी आ गए हैं। लेकिन मैं जो व्यक्तिगत रूप से समझता हूं कि एज ए ट्रू माइनिंग इंजीनियर, यहाँ बैठे जितने भी माइनिंग के स्टूडेंट्स हैं और जो हमारे माइनिंग के यहाँ गुरुजी लोग यहाँ पे जो अभी डिपार्टमेंट को चला रहे हैं, एक बात जरूर ये सोचना होगा कि हम उद्योग से संबंध रखते हुए कैसे अपने बच्चों को उस लायक बनाए कि जो कंप्लीट कोर सेक्टर में जाते हैं तो एक्सेल करें, उससे बाहर आते हैं तो भी एक्सेल करें। ये करने के लिए आपको बहुत ज्यादा तालमेल अपने कोर सेक्टर वालों के साथ में, खासकर जो इंडस्ट्रीज है उसके साथ जरूर रखना होगा। रही बात बच्चों का और जो डिपार्टमेंट का, उसमें मैं देखता हूं कि अभी जो सामंजस्य पहले जो हमें गुरुजी के साथ में मिला था हम लोगों को, वैसा अभी प्रतीत नहीं होता है। वो इस वजह से भी कि शायद नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स बहुत ज़्यादा हो गए। हम लोग के समय में 8 या 10 लोग स्टूडेंट्स एक बैच में हुआ करते थे, तो हर टीचर्स हर स्टूडेंट को क्या कर रहा है क्या नहीं कर रहा है बहुत ज़्यादा से समझते थे। हमें याद है जब हम लोग धर साहब के यहाँ गए थे फाइनल सेरेमनी के लिए, तो हम लोगों ने एक क्वेश्चन उनसे पूछा था, मैं आई स्टिल रिमेंबर दैट आंसर, कि सर क्या करना चाहिए एज ए स्टूडेंट, क्या करना चाहिए, फील्ड जाना चाहिए नहीं जाना चाहिए, कि टीचिंग लाइन जाना चाहिए नहीं जाना चाहिए। तो उनका कहना था कि देखिए, फील्ड जरूर जाना चाहिए, फील्ड जाइए, लेकिन फील्ड जाइएगा तो आपके साथ में एक इश्यू है कि यू विल अर्न मनी बट यू विल नॉट हैव टाइम टू स्पेंड द मनी। But if you join some other professions like teaching and others, then you will have not money, but you will have time to enjoy your life. This was the answer been produced by our respected professor. आज के तर्ज में जब इसको मैं एनालिसिस करता हूं तो ये पाता हूं कि आज तो बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस हैं, चूज करना है आज के बच्चों को कि हमें किस लाइन में जाना है। लेकिन मैं ये बताता हूं कि अगर आप कोर सेक्टर में जाते हैं, इससे अच्छा सेक्टर काम करने के लिए नहीं मिलेगा। यू विल हैव टाइम ऑल्सो, यू विल हैव मनी ऑल्सो, यू विल हैव एवरी ऑप्शंस टू ग्रो टू एनी लिमिट। रही बात हाउ टू अपने आप को, जो आजकल के जो नए दौर में आईटी, कोडिंग, एआई, ये सब्जेक्ट जो आ रहे हैं ना, ये कोई नया सब्जेक्ट नहीं है, पहले से चलता आ रहा था। ये बस आज एक पर्टिकुलर ग्रुप एक धारा बना के रखी हुई है कि ये दौर जो आने वाला है नेक्स्ट 30 इयर्स 40 इयर्स, ये इसी दौर का होगा। जरूर उस दौर में शामिल होइए। आप डोंट चेंज द स्ट्रीम ऑफ एनी रिवर, डोंट ट्राई टू चेंज द स्ट्रीम ऑफ एनी रिवर, बी पार्ट ऑफ दैट रिवर एंड ट्राई टू स्विम अकॉर्ड्स, जैसे आप चाहते हैं वैसा स्विम करिए, और ऐसा करेंगे तो अच्छा होगा। मैं अभी जस्ट 1 घंटा पहले डिफरेंट हॉस्टल्स को घूम के आया. आई हैव इंटरेक्टेड स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ माइनिंग डिपार्टमेंट ऑल्सो. मुझे बहुत आश्चर्य हुआ. 2-3 बातें जो मैं जरूर शेयर करना चाहूँगा ताकि ये बातें उनके जहन में नहीं आनी चाहिए. एक तो जब मैंने बात की कि भाई हैव यू सीन माइन, स्टूडेंट ऑफ 3rd ईयर हैज नॉट सीन माइन एज येट. इज रियली सरप्राइजिंग टू मी. मुझे बड़ा आश्चर्य हुआ कि जो माइन के बारे जानेगा नहीं वो फील्ड के बारे सोचेगा कैसे. तो मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है, अगर आपको कहीं इसमें परेशानी है तो डेफिनेटली आई कैन हेल्प यू आउट टू ब्रिज द गैप बिटवीन इंडस्ट्री एंड दिस डिपार्टमेंट. आप बच्चों को जरूर भेजिए. नहीं भेजेंगे तो इट विल बी रियली, उनको समझ में नहीं आएगा. बाद में जब वो जैसे बोल रहे थे पवन साहब कि मैं चला गया एनटीपीसी और उसके बाद ये प्रॉब्लम्स, तो ये बातें नहीं होनी चाहिए. आप 4 साल यहाँ बिता रहे हैं. 4 साल बिताने के बाद में भी क्वेश्चन अगर अनआंसर्ड है और विद दैट अगर आप स्विम करने जाते हैं तो डेफिनेटली विल बी ड्रॉन्ड. आप फिर बाहर नहीं निकल पाओगे. तो अकॉर्डिंगली आप पहले से ही बन के चले जाइए और ये अपॉर्चुनिटी उनको मिलना चाहिए. और इसमें जो भी हेल्प हो सकता है हम लोग करेंगे. रही बात, हर व्यक्ति को अभी इस देश के लिए, इस ब्रह्मांड के लिए बहुत कंट्रीब्यूट करना है. और दिस इज द ओनली डिपार्टमेंट जहां किसी पर्टिकुलर व्यक्ति का कंट्रीब्यूशन बहुत ज्यादा मैग्नीफाइड होगा, भले किसी को दिखाई नहीं देगा. एक एआई में काम करने वाला बंदा कुछ थोड़ा सा कंट्रीब्यूट करता है, ही इज फ्लैश लाइक एनीथिंग. डोंट गेट डिसहार्टेंड. आप जो काम करने जा रहे हो उसके बिना दुनिया नहीं चलेगी. अगर आज कोयला का उत्पादन ना हो, आज लॉस का उत्पादन ना हो, तो हम क्या ये लाइफ लीड कर पाएंगे? क्या हम बोल पाएंगे? आप सुन पाएंगे? नहीं कर पाएंगे. तो डोंट गेट डिसहार्टेंड. आप अपने जो भी सब्जेक्ट चूज किए हैं उसको ऑनर करिए, उसको पूरा करने का प्रयास कीजिए, तभी आप आगे जीवन में आगे सफल हो पाएंगे. और रही बात, कुछ इश्यूज हैं जो करियर ओरिएंटेड होते हैं. अगर स्टूडेंट जब पढ़ रहा है उसी समय ये सब्जेक्ट को क्लियर हो जाए, तो मेरा निवेदन होगा खासकर मैनेजमेंट ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूशंस के कि आप समय समय कुछ वहाँ के जो चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव्स हैं उनको यहाँ बुला के लोगों के साथ जरूर इंटरेक्शन कराएं. इससे वो ब्रिज खत्म होगा और वो होने से तब इनकी कुछ जो शंकाएं हैं वो दूर होंगी, तभी फायदेमंद होगा. और माइनिंग में जो अभी तक नहीं हुआ भारतवर्ष में, जो कहीं और हो रहा था या हुआ सक्सेसफुल स्टोरी है, उसको इंडिया में अगर रिक्वायरमेंट उसका जरूरत है तो जरूर उसको पूरा करने का प्रयास करें. और उसमें अभी आफ्टर माय सुपरविजन आई एम डूइंग दैट जॉब. खासकर माइन डिजिटलाइजेशन, अंडरग्राउंड में इतने डिपॉजिट्स हमारे ब्लॉक्ड है ऑन पिलर्स, स्पेशली इन कोल माइंस. जो नए वैल्यू एडेड प्रोडक्ट्स हैं जैसे हमारे मिनरल्स हैं, उसमें जो नई संभावनाएं तलाश रहे हैं भारतवर्ष, इसमें जरूर आगे अपना भूमिका अदा करने के लिए प्रयास कीजिए. और आई डोंट थिंक एनी गैप विल बी लेफ्ट. एंड दिस डिपार्टमेंट इज हैविंग लॉट ऑफ कैपेसिटी. We'll do to the highest, we'll we'll हम अपने डिपार्टमेंट का झंडा नीचे नहीं होने देंगे. इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं अपनी वाणी को विराम देता हूं. थोड़ा मैं ज़्यादा समय लिया, इसके लिए क्षमा चाहता हूं. धन्यवाद.
नहीं, बहुत बहुत थैंक्स सर आपको. और लास्ट में बट नॉट द लीस्ट, आई वुड लाइक टू invite Professor Murthy because he is from RTSM and he is also with. So we were not aware that he is coming, so we could not include him formally in the panel, but his views are very important. And he is the senior most professor of RTSM Dhanbad, currently in the discipline of mining engineering.
Namaskar. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me here. And yes, my journey started with Simfer as a scientist. And of course, I was with industry for about 8 years through Simfer. So one of the things that I also found was like when we come out of the graduation, after completing graduation, we would like to join industry, most of us, and would like to pursue. That was the kind of mindset we had, that time when I passed out in 86. and most of us actually, saw a good minds. We saw good minds. That's what I want to say. And we never felt, the hand-holding from the industry when we were trying to process of graduation, even post-graduation also, was much better. So this is what I found, after spending another 26 years in teaching line at IIT ISM. And so we're trying our best, to put our students to the best minds, and instead of looking for minds abroad, I think why not we create model minds in India itself, and we have some of them. And then I'm sure with a little bit of care from the industry, at least to the mining engineering students or whoever visits mines, a special care be given or a special person be allotted to them, and then give all the care or interest. That's what we want during our times. So I think this is very possible, and in some of the mines it's been happening, but then I do not know, this kind of mines should not have been developed. I don't know why we are saying that industry is unable to host the students when they visit the mines or create a mindset where the students would like to pursue mining as their profession. So this is a request to industry. Maybe there is some gap. And regarding the curriculum, yes, I think my colleagues have mentioned, and some of the points as mentioned by our student also, I agree with it, that the curriculum needs to be updated, and softwares are now getting into place, and we are preparing our mining engineers actually to take care of different streams, as it already has been mentioned, to join maybe start a startup, or maybe getting into coding related to mining, or maybe off mining also. So we need to create a curriculum that is more balanced. I think that is being done in most of the IITs now, even in NITs also, and that's a need of the hour. But at the same time, as I said, without mining, country cannot survive, and we need to improve these skill sets, diversify it, and then we encourage our students to join our stream, so that unless they join our stream, we are going to get weaker. So it's our job, it's a job of the industry people and the seniors in the helm of affairs in teaching and research to see that more interested students join, more rankers join, and we make it stronger. The mining industry thrives and India thrives. Thank you.
I'm CDM Joali. Mining is the basic industry. I have three basic industries: mining, agriculture, mining, naval, with that. Because mining doesn't mean only coal mining. It is all metal, all strategic mineral in mining, like molybdenum. I don't know, lithium mining is also mining. Lithium very important. You see, all mining has a lot of potential. You see, in future, we are going to end this open cast mining. For underground mining, you need automatic guided vehicles. That need some more important learning about AI and all everything.
You must be knowing what is helium third. Helium 3, you know? Helium 3, it is found in moon recently. And for getting helium 3, a lot of mining has to be done. Rock mining. That is, scope is there. Huh? Space mining. In Mars there are four planets. Earth, this Venus, Mars. In Mars there is a lot of iron ore minerals. There can be mining there. So there is no end of mining, because mining is a basic industry. must be knowing. There's no end of any job in mining. Future of mining is very bright. Even for long while mining.
So with this, we come to the end of this session, and I think it was a fruitful session with lot of good ideas coming from different various students, various delegates, and we panelists also had a good time. So thanks to all of you, and thanks to my co-panelists for sparing their valuable time and joining here for the panel discussion. Thank you so much.
अरे प्रेसिडेंट के लिए उनको बोलना पड़ेगा ना सर प्रेसिडेंट के लिए उनको करवाना है
Now I would like to invite Professor B.B. Dhar to felicitate all the panelists. Please come on the stage. Thank you. I would like to invite Professor B.B. Dhar to felicitate all the panelists. Chairperson Professor Piyush Rai. Professor Arif Jamal. Professor Sanjay Kumar Sharma. Dr. H.S. Venkatesh. Shri Shekhar Saran. And Professor Uday Kumar. Thank you so much.
I just wanted to share one confidential thing with all of you. This was the only session in which I sat all through, and the only session which I have been behind to design, in spite of their several hitches here and there. But I must tell you, it went off very well. Very well. Head of department, heads up. Ultimately, it went off very well, I must say. You had a good participation from industry as well as this, good. And I think something got for the students also. वैसे घबराओ मत, bright future है.
IITG stamp है ना?
Now we'll begin with the technical sessions.
The session on the topic Mine Environment and Ventilation will take place right here in Shatabdi Bhavan.
And the session on rock mechanics, ground control and underground structure will commence in seminar hall.
I request everyone to get to the respective venues. Thank you. The session on topic Mine Environment and Ventilation will take place right here.
And the session on rock mechanics, ground control and underground structure will commence in seminar hall. I request everyone to get to their respective venues. इसके chairperson. The chairman of theme Mine Environment and Ventilation session is Professor MC Karmakar and the keynote speaker is Dr. BP Sinha.
पड़ गया हमसे काम मतलब, लेकिन हमारे जन्म काम हो तो करब हम कैसे खूब तो बोलता खूब दबा अब होगा लेकिन जब तक हमारा मन भरना भरी सबसे पहले हम ही करब, ठीक है, जब तक हमारा मन ना है तो हम देव नहीं। अरे यार एक बार एक मार का बात करा, पैसा एक ही लगेगा ना, 2000 इतना पैसा कोई ना है। कितने का आप लोग लेके आया, कितने आपका कितना का आप लोग मंगाए थे? 2 लोग 24 घंटे के लिए। अब एक बार बस हाँ आप कहाँ जाते थे, कौन जाते थे? पैसा भी तो लेते मान लो तो हमसे बच्चा समझ के मना करेंगे हम बच्चों को नहीं देंगे तब अब वहाँ चले अब खोल के कुछ दिखाई दिया नल्ला कहाँ मारते थे हाँ खोल के लटका उसे तो अंदर ही मैटर ना ये बताइए। मुकम्मल बताइए, जैसे हम क्या बोले हम जो पूछे वो बताइए। सबका हमको जानकारी नहीं, वहाँ कहो उल्टा फुगार होगा उल्टा इतना दिन से कल आँख चटे गया तब बतिया से रहना अंग्रेजी हमसे। अब जहाँ सब पूरा वहाँ दूसरा वहाँ आपका बच्चा कितने साल के जो है अगर पूरा बार होगा का भाई पूरा चला 3 लाइन चला कितना चला बड़ा होता है वही तो चला चला 3 लाइन चला यार।
Hello. So audience, there is one update. So there will be no session in the seminar hall. We are thinking of merging those sessions here only. So we will have first keynote lecture by Dr. BP Sinha and second keynote lecture by Professor Murthy here itself. Okay. Start. Hello. Yeah. Now I would like to call Chairman of Theme Mine Environment and Ventilation Session, Professor N.C. Karmakar, and the keynote speaker, Dr. B.P. Sinha, on stage. N.C. Karmakar, Dr. B.P. Sinha.
Sir, and that remote.
Yeah.
Remote. Is okay.
Sir, your pen drive, please.
Or that is enough.
Sir, your pen drive, please. Pen drive.
You given to me?
Yes, sir. अपने पास है देखो
डिस्कशन करना है यहाँ पे बोल दो ना
हाँ अरे हो गया हमारा they have already downloaded.
Sir, we are running low on time, so try to complete within 20 minutes.
Half an hour बोला ना
Sir, time थोड़ा sir low.
मैं जनरल बोल दूँगा मैं जल्दी कर.
जी sir. So questionnaire we will not have questions around here.
Anyhow, if they want give.
Without further ado, let's begin this enlightening session.
Yes, let my boss and all this audience should come, otherwise they cannot understand.
They'll be coming. They'll be coming shortly.
Give the message that this technical session has all.
From the experts, professionalists, as well as students. So it's good that we have utilized that time. Now, a little bit of burden has come onto me that session quickly. Otherwise, we will be becoming barrier between the participants, delegates, and the gala dinner. So we have to keep it in mind. Okay? So we have curtailed the technical session. We will be having only two keynote speakers. One is Dr. B.P. Sinha. The other will be Professor Bhimeshwar Murthy of RTSM. And two more papers. Only these 4 papers will be taken in this. So I shall request that we will be taking around 35 minutes total. Total timing will be 35 minutes. So about 7 to 8 minutes for the keynote speakers, 2, and for the 2 papers, 5 minutes each. 1 or 2 very interesting, pinpointed interaction. That's all. Is it agreeable? 7 to 8 minutes. Dr. B.P. Sinha will be speaking on the topic Regional Environmental Assessment of the North Goa Iron Ore Mines, a case study. Dr. B.P. Sinha, please.
Should I start?
Yes.
Audience are not there.
One audience is good enough if he is an audience. Okay? So please carry on.
No. I was Chief Controller of Mines of Indian Bureau of Mines, and in mining. Oh, it is not. This is okay. This study was done under the joint collaboration with Indo-French collaboration, this regional environmental assessment of Goa and Sukinda, two places we have taken out in the country. But this was the first time we have carried out all the study with our own, but we have advantage with that. About 100 million instrument we got on short-term loan from the France government, and this study has given very critical issues of environment that we had to undertaken by that time. And just now we had a very good panel discussion what you have done for the education policy and others. When I joined mining research cell in 92, I had only a stopwatch only, just for measuring time in motion study, what we called AI. But in 92, when I transferred from Goa regional office to mining research cell as in charge, then we have developed all the SNT project of Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Science, Science and Technology project of IBM is given to Indian Bureau of Mines. The study of pollution levels of Goa we have carried out under SNT project, and this also a study is very helpful now. The mining research cell, Government of India has Indian Bureau of Mines, no staff officers are there, so they have almost closed since of my retirement after 2013. We have taken very much challenging task of environment for the mining industries for development of the mineral bearing area. So this is one of the tasks where we have gone what is required for this. I told you regarding this was the first concept we have given to Ministry of Environment and Forest, that why you are asking environmental clearance lease wise, where group of cluster of mines are associated. The pollution is not created or responsibility of one mines. It is a cumulative effect of all the cumulative, and that should be a first concept we have given in 2000, that instead of asking lease-wise environmental clearance, it should be regional environmental management plans should be sought for the mine development of the cluster of mines. So this was first we had already sent to the Ministry of Environment, and still it was not, we require case to case. And really I tell you, still they do not have any field officers to examine all those projects of environmental clearance as a field officer, because under the act the IBM officers have been designated power as a field officers for Ministry of Environment also. So this project we have taken up, and we have developed all our in-house society, because old dressing laboratory was attached to us, and in my presence we have environmental laboratory of IBM recognized by under the Environment Protection Act by the Ministry of Environment and for all the data we have generated, and that is the first thing we have carried out under this regional environmental assessment. What is the environment? Environment is very simple, and if you go, it is very much complex. In environment, the surrounding, in surrounding what we have, the first, we are standing on the air, we need water, we need food grains and other things that comes under agriculture or rock type or soil. These things are surrounding to us, not for the human being, but for all the species, plantations, all.
Sir, you are with introduction itself.
Yeah,
please proceed.
Then we have under under the study Pale to Pisulim area, about 11 mines we have covered, and the satellite imagery shows that the area of that 17 leases have been covered under that. So we have collected all the samples and all the scenario, the present scenario location of this on India map is like given on the map. This is the scenario present at the mining sites. All the dump positions, mining positions, greenery positions, paddy fields surrounding to the mining area, barge loading, all shown in this pictorial diagram that I have already given in the report. I am not going to repeat much. Then what is the area occupied as per the satellite terminology like that? You can see that the cultivation area is 25.76%, and then forest area 53.2%. Only mining area is 17% only in the total study area we have carried out. And the socio-economic evaluations also we have carried out that indicates that 62% population is then mining operation with the steady area. We have taken iron ore reserves were notified 142.28 million tons. Then what mining method is? Generally the bench height 7 to 10 meter, hard overburden is drilled with 4 diameter holes and blasted with NFO explosive with powder factor 6 to 7 ton per kg. In most cases overburden is stripped, dipped by dozers, that is loaded into 10 ton, 25 ton, 35 tons dumpers and 3.25 kilometer hydraulic shovel. The slope stability is 25 to 60 degree. This where the scenario based on that one that you can say the baseline at that before taking up that project. Then ore beneficiation plant, the Goa ores by the time, and in 60% plus was marketable, and that was going to Japan, Korea, and like that. Even directly that can be, but less than 58 to 60% with dye screening and your upgradation 2 to 3% we can carry out with beneficiation operation, so that 58% cut-off grade they used to keep, and as per the guideline of IBM also less than 58% subgrade ores stacked separately in the area. Stacking was really a problem because the mining area, these area consist of iron ore. There is no space for dumping of the waste rock or subgrade ore. It was carried outside the leasehold area now, and luckily after this 2006 to 2010, all subgrade ore also exported like that. Even 55% of iron ore also disposed to China for that one. The barge loading point of all, I have given that this Chogle, all Mandovi River was the nearest barge loading point, and all the mines they have got loading points, and directly from the mines they used to send the ore directly to this screening plant or dry screening plant, and from there it is barge loaded and transported to Marmugao airport. What's waste management? Waste management was really a problem on that time because the lease area has a constant, because mine iron ore is going on deeper horizon more than minus 60 meter MSL and is still going below that, and the sea water handling was really a problem for that one, and deposit of anticline and synclinal deposit that do not allow for going for backfilling at that stage, because the ore is to be extracted at the down level, and even the sea water also have not come into encounter at mining operation. Water management also, we have seen that because the dumps, gully formation and heavy rain, Goa especially, formation is there, silting is going through Nala and ultimately going to the river. Dust management, they are spraying water on the Hollis Road, but that was drying up. Only in monsoon it is okay, but rest of the seasons, and the ore is going through the villages area. That is the nuisance. The village, village constructions are affected with the dumps. Red muds are lying on the roof of that.
Sir, 10 minutes over, another 2 minutes.
Yeah. Then, based on that, we have but he has told half an hour, sir.
No, sir. No, not possible at all. Students will be having their culture, sir. Students will have their cultural program, and you will have your gala dinner.
Okay.
So it's a choice between.
Okay, we have collected air sample, water sample, and soil samples of the area, sediment and silt of agriculture paddy fields, and lot of samples we have collected, and that result we have carried out in database, and based on that, this is the water sampling location point we have shown, and the justification selection of the location point is very much important for that. It should represent the whole representative of the things, and then the location of dust sampling station also marked, it is shown there on the map, and then the noise and ground vibration also we have carried out. The socio-economic factors data also we have collected on the database, and these are the samples we have collected for river samples and paddy samples. Paddy samples is important because the surrounding area, the agriculture paddy fields are where they are, during the monsoon, the silts goes and deposited there, affecting their agriculture production. Then, based on the data, what we have available for all baseline data, the risk assessment we have carried out, and risk assessment, the climate and other things I have already given in the report, so I am not repeating here again. The problem was the Nala sediment is silt content 18 to 46%, and paddy sediment 13 to 41%. Then selection of source of potential concern, different source of potential concerns as given like that. The air pathway benches is mechanically loading transportation air, and then main characteristics of particles in ambient air, that also we have shown there, and the synthetic map we have prepared based on that.
Sir, may I suggest you one thing? Keep on sliding it. Audience is very smart here and learn it.
Yeah,
they will get it and come to the conclusion slide.
This synthetic map of risk assessment based on the air quality results we have carried out, and the situation already we have shown on the. They can go. I'm sorry, the time is not there, so that's why I'm moving the fast.
Please slide
so
it.
This all the data first time we have carried out in Indian scenario. And then this noise standard, it is given, noise standard is not very much prescribed. By that time we have taken European standard also for assessing risk assessment for that one. Then the synthetic map of risk assessment also we have calculated. You can see that based on the baseline data generation. Then iron ore. The deposit is as such iron ore, so in groundwater also iron ore is there, manganese content are more there, but that is not that having the limitation is not up to the toxic mark. Then risk characterization assumptions also given, what the risk associated with each media investigation that we have come out to that one, and ultimately we got that these are the based on the report where the pollution levels are higher than the prescribed standard in Indian scenario as per the Environment Protection Act, like that. That gives this risk association gives us idea for regional environmental management plan developments. Then summary of the priority of list issues to be tackled by EMP. This we have already calculated for air quality. Then the environment and based on that, this quality manganese was higher than the prescribed limit. But since the groundwater magniferous clays, we cannot avoid that one in the groundwater. But this study has given us very good idea about that one, because Mandovi River was attached with the sea and backwater affecting that river. So the first concept has come up, the groundwater. The groundwater near to the Mandovi River, pumping, we have suggested them, you should not pump more water so that the sea water should not encroach your well. So that was the first concept we had given to number of reports we have carried out, 3 to 4 wells out of 44 groundwater monitored during the seasons that we got, and then we suggested them the water of pumping from the drinking water should be restricted for that, so that the groundwater should not be done. And all the things I have given in the reports, and I am not repeating.
Thank you so much, sir. I think we can extend our hands. Yes.
Okay.
So we are not going for the question session. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. May I invite Dr. Professor Murthy, head of the department of RTSM, and very smart one, will be finishing within 5-6 minutes. A seasoned professor will be showing his smartness here in 6 to 7 minutes. Yeah. Professor Shab, yes. So we are waiting to see your smartness in 5 to 6 minutes, how it can be finished.
Yeah.
That will be an example. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Professor Karmakar. This is a project actually that we are almost halfway through. It's more about mechanical excavation of rocks in mining industries, and the key priorities and focus.
Please operate. Sir.
So we'll be dealing with this initially. The mechanical rock excavation, as you know, that we are going through rippers as one of the major application, and vibro rippers have taken over now and trying to handle much harder rocks. Hydraulic breakers are mostly used for secondary blasting or secondary breaking, but then now they are also getting into the primary breakage mode also in most of the limestone and other industries. Abrasive water jets have some limited application, and surface spinners are now taking over. So drum cutting is what is the need of the hour. So we'll be more focusing on drum cutting in this. And cutting drum design, sorry for the spelling, we deal with the main objectives and deliverables under this, and the design and operation optimization. And as you know that any mechanical excavation process requires sound rock excavation tests, and we'll be focusing on the laboratory based tests that can help us to select a proper tool or excavation system and optimize the performance also, like punch penetration, linear cutting, stressor hardness, abrasivity and mineralogy. And then we'll also stress upon a little bit on academic industry partnerships and concluding remarks. As you see, I think drilling and blasting is getting precluded at places where habitat is coming closer to mines, and most of the mines today, particularly if you see any open cast mine, NCL, or you take up Mahanadi, or even limestone also, and even Tata Steel, for example, they have approached us to come out with some mechanical excavation technique in place of drilling and blasting. As you know, the reason being the concerns raised by the villagers against the minor vibrations, even though they are well within the permissible limits of less than or close to 1 millimeter per second, and then as well as noise and dust. So it's now we are looking for some cost effective excavation technique, and as we are looking forward to mining almost 75 million tons of coal from a single mine. And underground mining is also not very far, like we have to move, as we've discussed, that the major production will be coming from underground mines as we move on. and exhaust the near resources. So high capacity shearers, continuous miners, drum cutting is going to rule. So therefore mechanical excavation probably would be one choice that mining engineers can look into and then research out for proper specifications. But then geology is one of the geotechnology, what I call, is going to be a major concern. We need to characterize that and then help us to select various design and operational parameters. I think I'll not go into details. It's a multi-shank rippers, this is very common. This is the new one that is coming up now. I think most of the mines, hard rock mines are going for this. So it has a much higher impact force. That's how it's getting popular. Hydraulic breakers are pretty common. I think I'll not go into much of details. And abrasive water jets are for shaping and for profiling and all, but then not for a production purpose. And here is the place, where surface miners are taking over now with larger drums, large dia as well as wider drums. Prominents are L&T, Virgin and Pujulana are being, in operation and getting good production. But the limitation is, the strength of the rock that they can handle. Efficiently we are able to handle up to 20, 25, 30 megapascal, but anything more than 40 is a limitation. So we are basically working with L&T on a joint project. As you can see, I'll show you a small video. So using computer-aided simulation, we have designed a drum design concept. And in fact, this is a DST funded project of 3.5 crores, wherein we are trying to make a prototype cutting drum in the laboratory of a smaller one. I'll show you a small video and then we'll close it. And then develop the numerical modeling skills, for designing drums. We have developed some drum design concepts which is not available right now with the industry. Excepting Virgin, they have their own indigenous one. So L&T has approached us to work for a joint project wherein we can develop this methodology for various rock suits actually of different strength. And then use it, and then prepare a big scale drum, a full scale drum, and then apply for selective cutting. As you can see, this project has a target of 60 megapascal on the green. We are trying to attempt, and Garjanbahal mine open cast MCL has been taken as our field site, and we have already a pilot cutting drum has been prepared and installed in RTSM, and we are going to start our operations various rocks and develop those form up the drum design concepts, and then finally prepare a full scale drum of 4 meter and apply with the existing surface miner in MCL. And this is the setup. What you can see, I think you can see that's a facility on the left side. You can see that the drum designs that we have developed, it's based on our own design concepts, and this is basically a segmented drum where the main shaft will remain same. Only the peel, we are going to peel off the green portion, what you are seeing in this drum, and this is what makes it easy to remove and then re-put it actually. So varied strengths, we'll have varied spacings. And numerical simulation, of course, is the base, and we have some indigenous pick manufacturing also. So that the proto scale, this is of course a single pick study that we have developed, and based on that we are going to design for the drum. And almost you can see this is the mine where we have done that. The white portions are basically the sandstone, or you can say shale, and the black one is coal. So we are trying to do the selective cutting so that the grade of the coal also improves. So there is a planning issue also in this, so the cuttability issue and planning issue both are integrated here with good bit of mine planning using softwares and even numerical modeling to assist the cuttability. You can see the field characterizations, and I'll not go into details of this. You can see the wear is one of the major thing, and please note the red points on the drum are the points where the wear is going to be predominant. So we are going to identify those by numbering them and then trying to relocate them in such a manner or design a pick spacing that will take care of this additional load and all. So this is the basic one. So of course this is a TRL 9 project, that means commercialization, up to commercialization we have planned for it. So you can see there are many properties that we would like to determine. I think I just want to say the strength of the laboratory, that we can determine all these important properties, and I suggest that we need to do this for different rock suits so that we can arrive at proper design data. So since the time is a bit less, so I'll just go quickly. This is a punch penetration. Here actually we get to know the brittleness of the rock. With load versus penetration curve, you can see the drops are the higher the drops, higher is the brittleness. So we would like to see the red one. So we can develop, these are for different rocks. So they give a good amount of fracturing process. So this for different rocks we have just you can see the fracturing that's happening. So the kind of radial cracks and the distance and then the sizes of chips, you can have prognosis of chip morphology also in this. and some laboratory studies will do. Ultimately, we would like to arrive at a S by D ratio. You can see in this graph, at a particular S by D ratio, you have the optimum specific energy. This is the point we would like to achieve in this. This is the rig actually we have developed for the right side. You can see that one. Of course, there is a disc kept there, but it will be replaced with a pick. And this, of course, a hardness, which tells us about the resistance to penetration, abrasivity. I think all of you know this. I'll skip them. And this is, of course, you can see the kind of abrasion that can happen on the tool. So what you saw on the wear part of the actual cutting tools, you can very well correlate with this pretty index actually. It's a very well, and mineralogy of the rocks is no doubt it's important. The hard minerals and abrasive minerals, we categorize them. And then we would like to come up with a mine-specific cuttability classification to help actually to rationalize the cutting parameters in terms of cutting speed and cutting depth. Along with selection of a proper machine. And finally, I would like to say that we need to have some good collaboration with industry like manufacturing industry, and mining industry is always there to support us. So obviously we are doing a joint work here. I'm sure this kind of joint work can lead to some technology development that can be used by industry. Thank you. I'll just show you a small video.
How long it is? 1 or 2 minutes?
1 minute, just
okay.
Yeah, quickly. Yes. I'll not run it full.
Okay.
This is basically the pick that you are seeing. We are just picking up the rock block and trying to find out that S by D ratio in this. You can see this is a setup that we prepared. We have actually different angles that the pick can mounted with. So even the skew angle also we can change, but right now we are seeing the rake angle and the clearance angle and all. I'll just quickly, I showed the setup actually, and then we'll show you the drum one. So which L&T has delivered already, and we are about to start the cutting operations now. So I'm unable to show you the exact cutting. So this is the control unit for that. So it's basically surface miner dissected actually. It's a control unit. So forward cutting. And this is the hydraulics, and this is the cutting system. You can see there's a miniature drum, 0.5 meter width, 0.5 meter dia, and you have about 25 picks. And then you can see the tray actually is a table that moves. So I can increase or decrease the cutting speed. I can increase or decrease the RPM. So I can operate, in different rock conditions and come out with the design methodology that will get me the best, specific energy, or lowest specific energy. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Murthy. Coupled with this presentation, it was a nice one. We are missing it, the full presentation. Anyhow, very nice.
Thank you.
Completing it within 10 minutes. Thank you very much. The next paper will be by Nihal Chandra Das and Dr. Rishikesh Naik. Who will be presenting? Yeah, Professor Naik. Yeah. Numerical simulation of pull-out test to design support systems for mechanized depillaring operations. Professor Naik, again 6 to 7 minutes only.
Yes, only.
Okay.
Good evening. I am Professor H.K. Naik from United Kerala. One of my students, he worked on this evaluation of pull-out test. You know that underground mining is very much important now. Surface mining is, it will not last for long. There are a lot of coal is blocked in the underground mines, so we have to go to the underground mines again. Though now 80%, 75% is coming out from the surface mines, but time will come, we have to go to the underground mines and extract the coal deposits. For that purpose, we have to go for proper support system. And most of the mines, they perform the pull-out test to design the row bolting system, which is the most effective method of support system in the underground coal mines. So this work was carried out with ACCL mines. For that purpose, we have carried out the literature review, designing and simulation analysis was done by the ANSYS software. So here mainly you have seen that there are three types of bolts used in the underground coal mines: mechanically anchored bolts, friction anchored bolts, and fully grouted rock bolts. So this is mechanical anchored rock bolt. This is your friction anchored rock bolt and injection sollets. This is the fully grouted rock bolt. These are the different type of rock bolts used in the underground mines. The row bolts acting as a cabin breaker line in A and no breaker line in the B. And why you are going to use the bolting system? Because of the following advantages: higher load bearing capacity is there, better degree of mechanization is there, more compatible with water strata, provides better support resistance even under poor roof conditions. This is the pull-out test usually carried out in the mines. This is the setup for the pull-out test. These are the parameters: diameter, length, gel time, setting time. All these things are taken care of. We are interested in bond strength, which is applied load at which the curve falls of its slope below 20 kilonewton per millimeter, and performance standards are measured with this bond strength. We have used the software which is called your ANSYS software, which is a very versatile software which can be used for fluid dynamics purpose, it can be used for structural mechanics purpose, it can be used for electromagnetics, it can be used for systems and multiphysics purposes. So we have studied the structural mechanics aspect by using this software for our underground coal mines for the row bolting system. So this is the software which is very dynamic in terms of static structural mechanics, static structural movements. So here engineering data is necessary: geometry, model, set of solution, results will be obtained. These are the diagram by the help of these are the things which can be done with this software: engineering data, geometry, model, set of solution, results. And this is the these are the parameters you have to feed, like Young's modulus, Merson's ratio, bulk modulus, shear modulus, etc. And after that you have to go for the modeling. So this modeling was done for the our field data for the row bolting system, and pull out test was carried out in the mines, and the data obtained is fed into the software to analyze the results. The geometry was obtained after putting all the parameters in the ANSYS, considering the engineering data and other parameters. So the meshing, other things were created using the software. Simulation study was carried out, and the results are discussed in this paper. So this is the study, and these are the blocks, these are the parameters like block type, cube dimension, hole length, hole diameter, density, Young's modulus, Poisson's bulk modulus, shear modulus, etc. And for the grouts also, grout type, grouting length, thickness, density, Young's modulus, Poisson, all these data were fed to the ANSYS software. And the bolt used was a mild steel rod was used, length of 1.5 meter, diameter, density, other parameters were fed, and the solution was analysis was done. This analysis results were tabulated and verified in the mining environment, in the actual environment, and it is found to be very much pertinent to study the pull-out test in the underground coal mines by using the analysis by using the ANSYS software. So these are the different type of analysis carried out, and the results are very much encouraging. And for adopting this methodology study in the mines, proper design of the row bolting system can be done, and our conclusion is that this software is very much useful. This ANSYS software can be used for the study of the underground rope bolting system and pull-out test results can be concluded with various authors. Those who have carried out this type of study, these analytical approaches are very much effective for the Indian coal mining industry. And these are the results. And finally, the project was started to answer whether the numerical molding technique using the ANSI software be useful for conducting the pull-out test or not. But it is found that it is very much useful, and we suggest that this technology can be used in the mines for proper design of the support system. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Professor Naik, for a very crisp presentation, I should say, and very fluently you have given within very limited time. Thank you very much. The next paper will be by Mr. Manoj Kumar, M.M. Abdullah, A.K. Saxena. Who will be presenting the paper? Your name, please, sir?
My name is Manoj Kumar from Moyle.
Manoj Kumar, okay.
Slide chalu karo.
The title of the paper, A Case Study of Opencast Dongdi Buzuk Mine and Sustainable Productivity Improvement in Moyle Underground Mine, Renewable Energy Projects, Safety and Occupational Health. Too many aspects, sir, so 5 to 6 minutes. There are 4 aspects. May I request you, there are many aspects, since the conference is related to this renewable energy politics, please concentrate on that only.
Okay, sir.
Okay, only one aspect. Is it okay? Audience?
Okay, sir.
Only one? Okay, renewable energy aspect only. Thank you very much.
About Moyle Limited. Moyle Limited produces more than 1.3 million tons of manganese ore per year, and 46% of the country total manganese output produced by Moyle. It is operating 10 numbers of manganese ore mines in central India, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, and accounts for about 98% of the total central India manganese ore production. 7 operating mines of a company are having underground workings of a shallow to moderate depth, and 3 open cast mines. 2 value addition process plant, 2 integrated mineral verification plant. Source-wise production, underground say for 57% production comes from underground, 26% production comes from open cast, and from dumps 17%. As a working definition of sustainable development, mining that is financially viable, socially responsible, environmentally, technically, and scientifically sound, with a long-term view of a development, uses mineral resources optimally, and ensures sustainable post-closure and land use. Also, one based on creating long-term, genuine, mutually beneficial partnership between the government, communities, and miners, based on the integrity, cooperation, and transparency. Moyle has demonstrated and proved that the preservation of restoration of the environment during and after mining is possible. The sustainable development technologies that have been used in a company to become more eco-friendly for mines are presented in 3 parts: ongoing reclamation or case study of the Dongri Buzurg mine, sustainable productivity improvement in underground mines. Ongoing ओपन कास्ट माइन जो माइनिंग कंप्लीट हो चुकी है, वेस्ट साइड रिक्लेमेशन ऑफ ओल्ड ओपन कास्ट पिट, reclamation on a west side of old open cast pit, plantation on the east side of a reclaimed area, as far as plantation,
Moyle has planted in every mines as on more than 18 lakhs of a plant planted in all mines. Moyle Limited is doing excellent work in protecting the environment in and around the mines to achieve the ecological balance. The company is doing massive afforestation program since beginning of 80s, and average 80,000 sampling are planted every year with survival rate of above 80%. Introduction of ETP. Water is a very essential. ETP is installed in a Dongri Bujurg mine, is a heavy open cast mine. HEMB are washed at a workshop. Wastewater generated from the washing of a HEMM is treated with effluent treatment plant constructed for the set purpose in which grease and oil is removed. ये स्टैंडर्ड के अगेंस्ट में ये जो है पीएच वैल्यू जो दिख रहा है. डंप्स मैनेजमेंट ओपन कास्ट में जो होता है, रिटेनिंग वॉल टू अरेस्ट सॉलिड वेस्ट स्पेलिंग अप ए न्यू डंप, गार्लैंड ड्रेन टू अरेस्ट द सॉलिड वेस्ट स्पिलेज, वाटर sprinkling on Hall Road, sustainable productivity improvement in a underground mines. Method of working. Presently the underground mines, the method of stopping is horizontal cut and fill with hydraulic sand stowing. Cable bolting and roof bolting is continuous support system in underground.
Sir, a bit faster, please.
क्या लग गया यार? Plan at a level.
Yes, please.
बस करिए. The underground, the supporting method which have been used in the underground mines of a mile up to the late 90s. Pack pillar, timber square set, chocks, props, pack pillar. Something's problem. Temporary supports, timber chalk support दिख रहा है, steel chalk steel supports, timber square set, manual filling दिखाया गया है.
So please come on the renewable energy part. It will be taking a lot of time.
नहीं सर, 5 मिनट में समाप्त कर देंगे सर.
ऐसे करना ठीक नहीं है ना. जनरली एनिमेशन नहीं करना चाहिए.
सर री इंजीनियरिंग मॉयल जो पहले मैनुअल माइनिंग करती थी, ग्रेजुअली जो है अपग्रेड किया और री इंजीनियरिंग मेथड में सपोर्ट्स में केबल बोल्टिंग, हाइड्रोलिक सैंड स्टोइंग चालू किया गया, पैनल वर्किंग चालू किया गया, मैकेनिकल हैंडलिंग ऑफ आरएम बाई एसडीएल इन स्टोव. ये केबल बोल्टिंग दिखाया गया है. ऑल द अंडरग्राउंड माइंस ऑफ ए मॉयल आर यूजिंग केबल बोल्टिंग एज पर माइनिंग सपोर्ट्स. हाइड्रोलिक सैंड स्टोइंग इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया मॉयल में.
introduction of mechanized stove design, लेवल इंटरवल चेंज किया गया, पहले जो है 30 मीटर लेवल इंटरवल था, उसके बाद 45 मीटर किया गया. स्टोव डिजाइन ऑफ ए 30 मीटर level interval for 45 meter of stove block, and also stove design for a 45 meter interval of 60 meter stove block. SDL introduce किया गया stove में सर. Mechanical handling of ROM by SDL in stove has been successfully introduced and improved the phase productivity up to 9 ton. Gain by moles, जैसा कि इसमें दिखाया गया है, 2001 में टोटल अंडरग्राउंड प्रोडक्शन वाज 3.4 lakhs, whereas OMS is 0.37. 2022 में अगर हम देखते हैं तो फ्रॉम अंडरग्राउंड प्रोडक्शन 7.4 lakhs और OMS 1.03 हुआ सर. रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी प्रोजेक्ट्स, मोबाइल ने 20.2 मेगावाट विंड पावर लगाया गया मोबाइल के द्वारा. टोटल एनर्जी जनरेशन 2.08 lakhs यूनिट और सोलार 5.2 मेगावाट सोलार प्लांट लगा है. और टोटल एनर्जी जनरेटेड बाय सोलार प्लांट इज मोर देन 1 lakhs यूनिट्स.
ठीक है सर, एनर्जी पार्ट हो गया. आई थिंक कंक्लूडिंग slide, yeah.
Concluding the paper, with the introduction of a sustainable re-engineering method for a support, cable bolting, hydraulic sandstone, panel working, mechanical handling of ROM by SDL in stove, and use of a single boomer electro-hydraulic drill machine has improved production and productivity and safety, as well as reducing cost of production. Production and productivity go up. At the same time, around 70% of a timber is saved. This is also a direct preservation of environmental impact. In concern with underground mining, with the above changes and induction of suitable technologies, MOIL have achieved in the improvement in a safety standard, production and productivity, eco-friendly environment, economic development of profitability. MOIL could reach to 3 million ton of a production and a zero accident target in upcoming year. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Manoj, to present the productivity improvement in your model MOIL mines. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
To test the tenacity and sustainability of the audience, the organizers are including one more paper in this session. So we have to show our sustainability as audience, okay? So I'll request everybody to stay back for 5 to 6 minutes. It was told that within 5 to 6 minutes it will be over, okay? So next paper is Mr. Joy Aglawe and time is very precious, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Are you going to operate the slides from there? Okay. Or you can give it to me. That's good. Thank you. Rosina? Yeah. Thank you. Could you please start the presentation? Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity. I will just start because we have a paucity of a time, and I will try to. Could you please start the presentation? Okay, my topic is on the best planning practices for mitigating geotechnical risk during closure of a small mine. It's a case study of an Indian manganese mine, and I have my co-authors as they are listed here. Mine closure plans for sustainable mining, it's actually mandatory, it is required by the law to conduct slope stability investigations for the mine closure as per the IBM guidelines. And after the cessation of mining operations, the overall pit slope angles must be designed for the long-term stability. It's an important point. And these investigations are a part of a disaster management and estimation of risk associated with mine closure and help the mine management and the stakeholders to determine acceptable level of safety or recovery environment, financial returns and economic risk. Now in India, I do not know how often they are looked into things, but in developed countries they are very, very important aspect. And as every process has a risk, and we talk risk in terms of chance of a harm multiplied by the probability of a failure times the consequences of failure. That's how the risk is defined, and so the management can take more acceptable and correct risk. United Nations defines the sustainable development as meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs, and that's how it's happening before, during and after the mining. So what is the flora and fauna has to be there after the mining has carried out so that we are sustaining the ecology. What I personally believe is economic development of the growing population of the present generation has to be achieved by sustainable mining so that the recent global paradigm shifts towards accelerated green energy evolution to combat climate change for future generation is a smooth transition. And that's what the things are. Like the present generation needs economic development because we have a growing population, we need to get the jobs for the people. The future generation needs is a clean environment. And what is the interplay between the two is the sustainability, and that's where most of our thing has to come out. And this is a small case study of a manganese mine which is located in Andhra Pradesh near Vizag. And this mine is called as an Avagudam. It's about 40 kilometers off north of Vizianagaram. Geology is crystalline rock, condolites and charnokites, and this group of rocks are observed prominent hill ranges showing foliation east-west and dipping towards the northeast direction. And that's the basic geological plan of this manganese mine. This is mining is carried out by open cast. It's a very small mine, and we form a systematic benches on the footwall, hangwall side. The width is half a kilometer about, and the width is 179 with just a depth of only around 35 meters. I just wanted to take it because it's a small mine, and a lot of times we do not give importance as it is given to the big mines. And there are a number of small mines which are there, and we need to think about them. The manganese ores, I'm not going to do detail on that. Rainfall is an important aspect. This area has an average annual rainfall of about 1000 mm, out of which 920 is around between June to September and 159 during October to December season. Geohydrology, there is a stream 50 meters away from the mine lease which is extremely seasonal, and there are no major other streams or water bodies which are near the leasehold area. And the pit receives a minor quantity of water, and that can be regularly pumped out using our pumps. And that's the overview of the Avagudam open cast manganese mine. Left side is a footwall and the right side is a hanging wall. And these are the quartzite and manganese ore which is exposed on the footwall side out here. These are some of the benches on the hanging wall side, the close-up look of that. And you can see how the manganese ore mineralization is taking place. The slope design process, as per the Reed and Stacy, it involves a geotechnical models involves geology, structures, rock mass and hydrology. And then comes the domain. The domain is how the failure is taking place. Is it more of a stress-induced failures or a structurally induced failures? So most of these sort of mines, we need to think of how the failure is taking place. These are very small, soft rocks, so they can be ripped without the drilling and blasting. So we looked at the factor of safety calculations. then designs like a bench. This is typically for a slope, but when we happens at the closure stage, we look at only the overall slopes, and then we do this stability analysis, and then of course like implementation has to be there because it has to sustain for a long period of time. Traditionally, the factor of safety is calculated with limit equilibrium analysis. Now we have a strength reduction technique, so we can vary cohesion and friction and look at the nonlinear analysis of these things, and it has its own inherent advantages which are listed out here. I'm not going to go into detail. That's an RQD and the drill course in a borehole at the mine, and these are the rock mass ratings parameters. And then we need another parameter called either you can go for the C and phi analysis or like a nonlinear analysis with a more Coulomb. So you can get the value of M or MI, and then you can further reduce these MI values. What we did is like we took the 3 sections and just carried out the analysis and then performed some sensitivity analysis as well. This existing slope geometry, we have on the footwall side, the height is varying from 50 to 59 meter and the angle of 35 to 39. On the hang wall side is 35 to 42 meter with a slope angle between 21 to 30, and it was planned to steepen the slopes at ultimate depth. As you are going out and closing the things, you just want to rob as much over as possible. And that's how like we did a simple flag slope analysis, which is a non-linear analysis, can be done very quickly at the site, and you do not need lot of like a technical input when you are trying to do this sort of analysis. So I looked at the showing the influence of like what is the influence of MI in a Hook-Brown analysis, factor of safety of 1.83 I get here, and then if I reduce the MI to 5.3, I get the factor of safety of 1.5. And the similar sort of like things are observed on other sections. I'm not going to repeat that. Now you can see here there's a section GG with a factor of safety of 1.5 with the MI of 5.3, and then if we look at that was an existing slope, and that's like a planned slope. So as I try to rob it off, my factor of safety comes down from 1.5 to 1.29. And generally these sort of like things people, we have done this analysis for 3 different sections. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but generally what has happened is as you rob the things, your planned excavation during the closure, you have a factor of safety higher. And generally like for these small mines, we do not know what should be the factor of safety. So we have put it at around like as per the with your owners, like around 1.2 should be the minimum factor of safety. And like now I wanted to get into the idea of the risk analysis. So as Everett Hook has said, like when is a design in rock engineering really acceptable? And he mentions that like we cannot have one single deterministic value, but we need to think of in terms of a probability of a failure, because we have a natural inherent heterogeneity in the rock mass in terms of the strength and the behavior. And that's how like we can look at the factor, like a water table, how the factors of safety are coming down, nothing much change. What I want to make sure that like if we have a small mines, like 50 meters or 60 meters below, the consequences of failure are something different than if you were to have a very large mine. The same amount of failure takes place. So we need to think in a very slightly different manner, and then of course we have different remedial measures that can come along. Coming to the conclusions, we found out that for this sort of like things, the factor of safety is always about 1.2. We can easily carry out nonlinear numerical analysis rather than traditional limit equilibrium analysis. And then probability risk analysis should be adoptable for sustainable mining operations. And maybe specifically, maybe you can correct me, we need to think of like special guidelines for the small mines wherein you are coming to the closure stage, that what should be an acceptable factor of safeties. And that's my conclusion. And so I'll just take 2 minutes to conclude on to the panel discussion, and I was trying to talk with Professor Murthy as well. We had a panel discussion on like a need for a higher education. And what I thought, like most of the time we were talking only of the B.Tech level or a BE level. And maybe again that too we subjected to IITs that they are not getting enough jobs or they are not preferred because they are brighter minds compared to these kids who are going to the government schools. I would like to take a thread further along, and I want to say that if you are studying even higher education, that's where the panel discussion was all about. So you are going for MTech or a PhD. Does the industry really need it? That is the thing. Like, why are we going to the higher education? Why I'm coming to IIT just because I got some JEE rank and maybe it was lower, so I got into mining. So it was not by choice. It was thrust upon me. Now if I'm going for a higher education, why I'm going for a higher education is because I'm not getting a job. I want to do my MTech because I get some scholarship, 15,000, or I want to do a PhD. It's not my passion, it's not my interest. That's what we are trying to do. We need to think very critically on that, and I would try to say that, of course, academic institutes are doing a wonderful job in teaching and imparting different knowledge, and maybe there's a continuous process, but what I think the onus has to be on the corporate world as well, that they need to dictate that, okay, we want the kids with this sort of like a higher education, MTech, and when you come for MTech, definitely you need to be paying them more. I studied overseas, and like if I do my MS or a PhD, my consulting firm will think twice because they have to pay me more money than a plain graduate. If you do just an MBBS like a BTech, right? So maybe you give them 200 or 250 rupees on your per visit. But if you go to a cardiologist who is an MD, you have to pay at least 500 rupees. So why not corporate think about it? So why there is a need for me to go for a higher education and acquire myself? It's a big financial decision for me, right? So when I go back to again school and do my MTech or something, maybe I get, I do not know, maybe 15,000, 20,000, or for PhD maybe 30, 35,000. That's peanuts compared to what if I were to really get into a job. So we need to think critically as a corporate, we need to have more like a salary package. And the second point, I would always say that the corporates have to dictate and they have to generate the interest. Like if the corporates were to held one event, maybe once in 4 years, like an Olympics, wherein like a Coal India can say, okay, I have this deposit, it is at such and such things, it has such environmental, it can be in the domain knowledge, and let all the schools, the kids from like IITs, ISM, maybe any government engineering college along with their MTech people, come up with a team and propose the right solution from that sort of deposit. And then the solutions can be reviewed. And these solutions has to be techno-economical because most of the students, they are not understanding what is the dollar sign attached to your design. So if I want to put one single rock board, they say, okay, you put 10 rock boards. Do you understand like what is how much dollars we are putting into that? So kids are not even aware of like.
Mr. Holloway,
I would say that, sir.
You write down on page, give it to our head of the department, we'll circulate and we'll deliver it on it.
Okay, so that's my only suggestion. Two suggestions for the panel discussion. Thank you very much for your patient hearing.
Professor, I will take care of it. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. We are coming to the end of this session. I am really thankful to the organizers for making me a part of this event. Of this presentation.
Oh yes.
Session organization. And I am really grateful to the audience, their patience, their concentration. Though we didn't have the opportunity for interaction, I think they are having a lot of questions. And during personal meeting, if you can sort it out, that will be my request. Thank you once again for this very enthusiastic session. Okay, 5 papers within 1 hour. Credit goes to the speakers. Thank you. Gavaskar once told that a captain is as good as his teammate. Okay? So here chairman is no one if the speakers will be going on speaking. Okay? So credit goes to the speakers. Hats up to the speakers. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Sir. Come.
Now I would like to call Chairman of the Mine Environment and Ventilation Session, Professor N.C. Karmakar, to felicitate keynote speaker Dr. B.P. Sinha and Professor V.N.S.R. Murthy on stage. I would like to call Professor Vienasar Murthy on stage.
Now I request Dr. Bhadwaj Pandit sir to come on stage to felicitate Professor N.C. Karmakar.
सर को दीजिए, सर को दीजिए. हाँ बोलो.
The cultural event will begin in a few minutes.
हाँ हाँ ठीक है कम ठीक है.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin the cultural event. First of all, I would like to see a huge smile on your faces as we begin with the cultural event of the RTSMGE' on the occasion of Centenary celebrations of Mining Department, IIT BHU RRC.
As we embark on this event, let us acknowledge those visionaries and pioneers who laid the foundation of our success. The dedication, resilience, and unwavering commitment have shaped the legacy we uphold.
We would not have reached this far without each and every one of you guys. You guys are the real heroes of our mining department. You guys are the reason why this mining department is standing so far.
Throughout the past century, mining department of IIT BHU has been a hub of innovation, learning and collaboration. From humble beginnings to reaching great heights, we have evolved, adapted and thrived as a collective force.
A century is a significant stretch of time, and our mining department has given countless of legends to the society. And this journey has been one of growth, transformation and triumphs over challenges.
To all of you who have been a part of this incredible journey, Thank you for contributing to the rich tapestry of our history. Your dedication has made the centenary celebration possible.
So without further ado, get ready to immerse yourself in a celebration of diversity and artistic expression. Tonight is more than a spectacle. It's an invitation to connect, appreciate, and celebrate the rich heritage of our mining department.
Let's welcome our talented group to light up the stage with a passionate dance performance. Please welcome Kunal Malik, Simran Sharma, Samriddhi Agrawal, Bhavesh Mahani, Ishita Prajapati, Arina Anshuman Prushti, Kimo Sangyu, and Palak Rathod.
ये चांद सा रोशन चेहरा जुल्फों का रंग सुनहरा ये झील सी नीली आंखें कोई राज है इनमें गहरा ये चांद सा रोशन चेहरा जुल्फों का रंग सुनहरा ये झील सी नीली आंखें कोई राज है इनमें गहरा तारीफ करूं क्या उसकी जिसने तुम्हें बनाया तारीफ करूं क्या उसकी है चाल में तेरी जालिम कुछ ऐसी बला का जादू 100 बार संभाला दिल को पर भूख रहा बेकाबू तारीफ करूं क्या उसकी जिसने तुम्हें बनाया तारीफ करूं क्या उसकी जिसने तुम्हें बनाया जिसने तुम्हें बनाया Let me hear you shout! Come on! पर किल करना उसकी होगी പോലെ പതിനാറിൽ ഒരു ഗേൾഫ്രണ്ട് വേണം ഇன்று പുതിதாக வாழ்ந்த மலர் போல எனக்கு ஒரு கேர்ள்ஃப்ரெண்ட் வேணும் எனக்கு ஒரு கேர்ள்ஃப்ரெண்ட் வேணுமா கேர்ள்ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் இல்லவா வேஸ்ட் அல்லவா வேணும் 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 வேணும்
That was a fantastic performance by the group, and let's give a massive round of applause for the breathtaking dance performance. Kudos to the performers for delivering such an energetic piece of art.
Next on, we have Saket Golcha taking us on a musical journey through his song Jab Koi Baat Bigad Jaye.